And so you can grow and you can make a bigger impact if you're aligning yourself with brands who are looking to make the kind of impact that you're trying to make as well. So that's kind of what I like about that.
All right. In regards to the 10-day challenge, when do you think you're ready to go with a consistent 10-day push?
I was going to start on Tuesday.
All right. And in your understanding, what is the 10-day challenge?
The 10-day challenge is, well, a cash flow challenge, right? So I've heard you go by it saying it in two different ways. One, for you to make $1,000 in commissions as an affiliate for 10Kcards, and then I heard you say the other day that you want us to so instead of looking at it as just commissions for 10Kcards, you promote your own, like you go into the rooms, you promote your own business and stuff, and then you lead them to your card, and so that's how you get the commission from the card, if that makes, was I understanding that correctly?
Alright, so let me just break it down to you. The reason you're going to make way more than $1,000 in 10 days is because you're promoting yourself, you're promoting your business for 10 days. You're all about promoting who you are and what you do for 10 days. And then all you do at the end of your promotion of your business is mention, if you want to get in touch with me or want to learn more about me, just click on my 10K card. My 10K card, I have on my website, my calendar, You see the strategy behind the challenge now?
Yeah.
So the goal is not running out there promoting 10K cards for 10 days. The goal is promoting your business for 10 days. I'm just here to push you to demand more out of the marketplace than you're getting right now. And the way to do it is to let people know who you are, what you're doing. Because if you keep it a secret, no one can support you. But if you let them know who you are and what you're doing, guess what? Chances are they'll show up and support you. Would you agree? You're with me, Mars? So the 10-day challenge is 10 days of you promoting your business, and at the end of your promotion, you just tie it in with how the 10K cards is helping you to facilitate spreading the message of who you are and what you do. All right?
Yeah.
So are we clear? Are we clear on that one?
Yeah.
So if you're promoting your business for 10 days, do you think you're going to make any money within your business for 10 days?
Yeah.
Right. So if you can add that money that you're about to make with the additional money that you can make from 10K cards, do you realize how your 10 days can now turn out to be?
Yeah.
Money like speed, money like synergy. And the more money you make from different areas that start coming together, and new monies are born. So I want to focus on you're being challenged to be the best you can be in your business for 10 days. And then as a bonus, if you get to close a few 10K cards along the way, then that's another cherry on the drink. If you see it that way, nothing will be able to stop you in 10 days. So you're ready to start your journey on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Why Tuesday and not today? Why not today?
Because I wanted to update my because I'm not in the fitness competition.
You let us go, those. Lady Renee. Lady Renee.
Yeah.
Jump into the fucking waters now and figure it out.
Okay, cool.
Okay? Start your 10-day challenge today and figure it out. Life is not always going to be convenient. Life is not always going to come as planned.
I thought if I update it tomorrow, that's going to be way more smoother than.
I want you to start. I want to see you start. I want to challenge you. Actually, let me help you. I want to challenge you to start today. That's it.
Okay, cool.
Because when I challenge you to start today, you take up that challenge. You know what you're telling me? Sean, I'm not afraid. I can handle it. I'm not afraid. I don't need all the stars to align. I will align the goddamn stars. Okay? You want to wait for it or you want to work for it? Which one?
Do I want to do what?
You want to wait for it or you want to work for it?
Work for it.
Good. Let's start today. What do you say?
I'm down with that.
There we go. That's my kind of girl. So what do you want to do? You want to click on my bio. On the very top left button, you'll see 10-day challenge. You click on the top left button there. Say yes to the 4 questions. Let's get you started, Queen.
I'm filled that thing in. I'm in the.
Okay, so once you click on the 10-day challenge, then you're gonna see the button on the right that says accountability report. So every day you're gonna fill out an accountability report, okay?
Okay.
And all I need from you is first name and the phone and the contact number. And the reason we need the first name and the contact number because any client that you don't get to close, we're gonna close them using the free or 100 proposal. The free or 100 proposal means we're gonna be offering the clients a limited edition of the card for free, where they have only access to 4 buttons. And then if they want to extend it beyond 4 buttons, they can pay $100 to extend the card, okay? And then by doing so, guess who's going to pay the commission? Lady Renee. So they want to get paid from today or tomorrow?
From today.
Good girl. There we go, you see? I know we'll see eye to eye on this one. All right, let me welcome Uncle Stan. Uncle Stan, welcome to the building, my brother. How are you?
Hey, I'm just fine. I'm starting off on an amazing, awesome day as usual, and looking forward to working with anyone that wants to turn this social capital into financial capital right away.
You know, one of the things I have to disclose, Stan, you're one of the few people any day we hop on the phone and expecting a positive energy conversation out of you.
Absolutely.
It has some people that have to mentally psych yourself up before you call them.
Well, it depends on what channel they tune their mind into, right? So if someone turns to CNN, they expect to see news. If they turn to ESPN, they expect to see sports. Well, when you have a miracle manifesting, wealth creating mind, whenever that mind turns on, just like the antenna on anything, it tunes into the energy that you choose. So choose prosperity.
Love it.
Just like when you turn to ESPN, you see sports. When I turn on my mind, I see prosperity. That's
I love
the channel that I tune into. That's the only channel that I allow my mind to tune into.
And guys, I'm here to co-sign exactly what Stan is saying. Stan is not here to give you a bunch of fluff. Stan is here to keep it real. Because my first encounter with Stan, I literally walked away with a minimum of $1 billion over the next 10 years. And let me just break that down to you what I mean. Stan literally said, okay, Sean, here's how we do business over here. We put your product on our website, we collect the money, and we send you your cut. When he said that, the light bulb went on in my head. In my head, I'm like, wait a minute, that's exactly what Uber does. So immediately, I bought the Uber of digitalcard.com. So Uber of digitalcard.com is going to be, we're going to start actually putting our products in stores that have the well-established stores. And then those well-established stores will actually pay us for having our product in their store. So Captain Stan, that was a genius idea. I will always give you credit for it. Because that just unleash a lot of other stuff.
Sean, every time I hear you say that, though, that is just transforming social capital into financial capital, right? So
That's right.
If I have a community, right, Sean, and in the community I have 1,000 contacts inside of, let's say, Dee community of friends. Let's say Dee has 1,000 contacts in his community. They can be Facebook friends, they can be LinkedIn connections, they can be people in his Gmail account. But Dee, I know you're always with us. If you've got 1,000 people that you have a real relationship with, and you have a 10K affiliate card, multiply 1,000 potentially times 40, right? Dee, that's $40,000. If you could turn those 1,000
You're going into the matrix, Stan. Stan, you're in the matrix, buddy.
Financial capital. Can you hear me now?
This is better.
All right. So what I was saying is if DZ has 1,000 names in his community, in his Gmail account, if he has a 10K card, he can turn those 1,000 names that his community into $40,000 in financial capital just by following the simple rule of transforming social capital into financial capital. All of us in this meeting right now, Lady Renee, Angela, Coach Art, Sean, me, you, all of us have a community. We have a contact list. The only question is making a decision. Are we ready to make a decision to turn those contacts into clients and those clients into cash flow? It's a very simple decision to make. I see every relationship as having a potential dollar value. I monetize great relationships, not because I'm a taker, but because I'm a giver. I give away annually, every single week, 20 qualified referrals of business to people that are worth millions of dollars to others. On an annual basis for the last 25 years, I've given no less than 1,000 qualified referrals every single year. 20 a week for 50 weeks, that's 1,000. The people I've given those referrals to, Sean, have turned those referrals from social capital into financial capital. I do the same. It is the law. It is the law of economics. Social capital and intellectual capital transform into financial capital. Right? Social capital are the relationships you have. Intellectual capital is the knowledge that you have. Right? And of course, you have physical capital. That's your labor. Well, labor, as far as I'm concerned, is not something that I want to emphasize too much because I want you to be leveraging your intellectual capital and your social capital to making you very wealthy and financially independent. That is what Sean is talking about when he talked about the $1 billion idea. What that means is every relationship that he had.
Hey, Captain, you there? Captain said, if your speaker can't hear everybody. Oh, he probably got a phone call. All right, guys, until Stan come back. What Stan is mentioning to you guys is if you know individuals and you have a product or service that can help them, my real question is, are you trying to help them? That's step one. Step two, if no, why not? So these are the questions I'm going to want to ask. If you have relationships out there and you believe in a product or a service, no matter what that product or service is, are you telling these individuals of how the product or service can actually help them in their business? And the question is, if no, why not? So that's why you want to spend time on A, understanding the product, B, if the product makes sense to you, share it with others. Like Lady Renee, let's spend a little bit of time on you this morning. I want to show you why I know you're in a position to start now, that wait until tomorrow. Are you there? All right, so what is so special about your business or what you have to offer? Do you believe what you have to offer is something special?
Yeah.
All right, what is so special about it, my dear?
Can you rephrase the question?
All right, so tell the audience exactly what you do. Pick one of the most lucrative arm of your business and share with the audience exactly what that is.
Okay, so one of the things is I'm a wealth coach for female entrepreneurs.
So you're a wealth coach. You're a wealth coach for female entrepreneurs. I love that, by the way. That's freaking powerful. So you've been a wealth coach for female entrepreneurs. How many clients do you have currently?
I take 5 clients a month. I'm on a VIP day at the moment. So I don't put them on a retainer because I have so much things going on, but I do them on a pay, if that makes.
All right. So question to you. Those 5 clients, what are their monthly subscription to you? What are they worth to you on a monthly basis?
They pay me 10 grand to work with me.
All right. Okay. So do you believe the 10K core can actually help them?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. What about if you include that in your offer to them? Do you think that's a viable option?
I include it in the offer how?
When you're offering them to pay for your package, instead of them paying you, let's say 10 grand, how long is that 10 grand for?
For a VIP day.
For the VIP, okay, is it an annual renewal? Is it a monthly renewal? What is it?
So after we do the VIP day, we have a VIP day, and then after that we move into a monthly or a 3-month package or a monthly retainer.
All right, so the 10,000 is for how long? Is it a day, a month, for how long?
Yeah, a day, an intensive.
Okay, an intensive day, 10 grand. And that's, what currency is that?
Dollars.
US dollars?
Yeah.
Very good. After that 10 grand a day, what comes after?
The month-to-month retainer.
The month-to-month. What is the month-to-month retainer sound like? What do you offer the month-to-month?
So the VIP day is an intensive, right? When they come to me, they're basically in a buy, right? So the intensive is surgery, if that makes sense.
Very good. I like that.
Right? And then after we've done the surgery, obviously now they're better, right? And then from there on, it's maintenance and an upgrade, right? So, because what happens is, when you're at a specific income level, you move to another income level, that's an awesome thing, right? But if you don't have the mindset to sustain that level, what's going to happen is you're going to drop back down, right? That's what we see with people who, when we hear about lottery winners that make millions or collect millions and then they're broke in the next, 6 months, 3 years and stuff, right? It's because they haven't transformed their mind to sustain that new level of income in which they're at. Now, it's even worse for people psychologically if you attain that level and then you drop back down, because then it's a whole nother, uprooting of failure that you have to come again. So basically, that's what that is. It's the surgery and then sustaining it, and then obviously as then now becomes sustained, obviously they're gonna want to be looking to, and again, different deals and stuff are gonna come up. Just like how they might have had some, fears or some limiting beliefs that were stopping them from reaching that new level. As different business deals come up, as they're attaining greater heights, more things and more, whether it's childhood trauma, whether it's things that they heard growing up, all of these different things are going to come up. So it's really helping them work through those things so that they don't hold them back, so that they can, keep reaching the heights that they want to reach.
So based on your understanding of the 10K card, do you think that will be a tool that will help to keep your team members on track, your clients on track?
Yeah.
Do you think it's something that will actually help to maintain the new success that you helped them to achieve?
Yeah.
So what part of you is thinking, maybe I should get each of these clients a digital card? What part of you is thinking that?
Well, you just put it in my head.
I love that. I love that. That's right on. So if they have the same money doesn't run tree, ask them what season they plant. Okay. Anyone ever tell you money don't go on tree, ask them what season. This is why. In my opinion, the 10K card is a great way to leverage the technology to support you in what you're doing. That's why we have two pieces to our product. One, the ownership. Two, the business side of it. Because I'm not going to do business with someone that don't have a product out there. It's not going to happen. So whenever we're looking to get someone to become a partner, I always make sure we have that exchange to ensure, is this the right fit? Because if you think $200 is expensive, you obviously don't understand the product. And even if you think $100 of the ownership is expensive, again, you don't understand the product. I'd rather give it to you free. It's better me give you a limited version for free so you can go have fun and enjoy your life. That's spend $100 and act like you just took So I want I'd consider as part of your monthly packages, including the card, you can actually have something to keep them every step of the way, okay?
Okay.
And you get it before August 31st, it'll be great news for you because we're launching new products and markets. And hey, the price is the price of the solution we're charging for. Wait, is the price of the solutions we're paying for. With that said, let me say good morning to Ashwin, and then we bring it back to Stan. Let's go, my brother. How are you? Tell the people. Good. How are you, man? Always good, buddy. Everything's good, man. You want me to introduce myself? Absolutely, yes, sir. All right, man. My name is Afshin. I'm a real estate agent in the state of Florida, in Orlando, Florida. And I'm happy to be here. I just see your name, 10K. I just jumped in. I see that name, and I see a lot of good things happening in that group. So let me see what's going on. Right. What we're doing is we're sparking the fuel. We're sparking a match for the 10-day challenge. Because the 10-day challenge is basically pushing you in your business to be great. So whatever you're doing, chances are there's room for improvement. So our goal with 10-day challenge is to keep pushing you in your business. To make 10 phone calls daily, send 10 messages daily, and also, most importantly, promote your message in front of an audience of 100 and over every day for 10 days. If you do that every day for 10 days, guys, I promise you, you'll start changing your life completely. So I'm excited for that. Me too. All right, so let's bring back up Stan. Captain Stan, you're turn. Stan, you're in the building?
I'm in the building, John.
Yeah, I see you got a phone call, so let's take it from the top for everyone who's in the audience is listening. Guys, welcome to MBN Stand.
That's right. The 10K URL is MBN Stand, and my specialty is helping people to transform their social capital into financial capital, transform their intellectual capital into financial capital. I don't really focus on their physical capital or their labor because I don't want you to work hard. I want you to work smart. So I think I was saying before I was interrupted that if you have a community of any size, I don't care what size your community is. I heard Lady Renee talking. So because Lady Renee, I know you have $1 million mindset, your $10,000 product, you need 100 clients annually for you to be doing $1 million in gross revenue in your business. So you have to cultivate a community that you can transform that social capital into financial capital of more than 100, right? Because the 80-20 rule always applies. So let's say you have 120 people who are qualified to afford that service you have. You need 80% of 120, which is 100. 100 times 10,000 gives you $1 million, right? So you've got to be able to think of your community, your social capital, your business associates, your affiliates, your friends, your casual contacts. All of those are a part of your social capital. And you now have to go and grade and score your social capital and ask yourself an honest question. Can the people in my present community provide me with 100 people that can benefit from the $10,000 service that I have? If you can do that, then you can move that social capital into financial capital. Now you've got $1 million in revenue. Now, as part of your tools, as part of the tools that you offer to people, all Sean is saying is give people business card freedom, give them a success GPS, and give them a dashboard that they can run their business from the palm of their hand. When I talk to people about 10K, I said, listen, do you want business card freedom? This is the last card you will ever have. The second thing I ask them is, do you want a dashboard to run your business from the palm of your hand? Right? And so the third thing I ask them is, do you want a success GPS with me as your coach showing you how to transform your social capital into financial capital with MBN Connect and 10K? I always get a yes on all three questions. Who does not want business card freedom? No one. Who does not want a success GPS with the best of the best coaches in the palm of their hand and one phone call away? Right? On my 10K card, on the upper left-hand corner, you'll see 1 am part of your success GPS, right? And the final thing is your 10K card allows you to run your business from the palm of your hand. If you had a dashboard that could allow you to run your business from the palm of your hand, what do you even need a computer for? All you need to do is go out and engage with people. I personally make 20 phone calls a day. I give away 4 qualified referrals to people every day. I write one prosperity praise report about a great meeting, a great idea, or something great that I had, and I share my 10K card at least 10 times a day. Why do I share it 10 times a day? Because I shattered the 10K $1,000 challenge. In my first 10 days with the card, I made $2,400. Think about it. Every time I share that card, I give myself the opportunity to earn $40. I have a very vast community that I enjoy transforming social capital into financial capital. I have 6,800 connections on LinkedIn, 5,000, which is the max on Facebook. I have 4,400 names in my own personal database. I call them my inner circle. So add that up, 6,800, let's call it 7,000. 4,400, let's call it 4,500. That's 11,500. And then add on another 5 from Facebook. You're talking about, I've got 16,000 people in the community called the Matthews Marketing Group. And so all I do is share value in that community and transform my social capital into financial capital every single day. And beginning on Tuesday, Sean and I are going to show everyone, every Tuesday night from 8 to 10 p.m., we're going to help you transform your social capital and your intellectual capital into financial spendable capital, whether dollar, pounds, euros, I don't care. We can do it for you, right? 3 simple tools. Use your 10K card to give yourself business card freedom, to give yourself a GPS where you can have coaches like Sean and I at your fingertips at all times to walk you through when you get stuck, when you slow down, when you get frustrated, when you need inspiration, when you need encouragement. And the third thing, the 10K card, by making sure you're very careful and very intentional about what you ask Sean to put on your customized card, it will give you a dashboard to run your business and make money from the palm of your hand. 3 simple questions. Do you want business card freedom? Second question, do you want the best of the best coaches at your fingertips, your own success GPS, by clicking one-on-one with me or one-on-one with Sean? Third question, very easy. Would you like to run the business from the palm of your hand? I'm thinking about a fourth question. Do I want to be financially independent, or do I just want to talk about it? I don't want to offend anybody with the fourth question, Sean. That's what I don't want to offend. Do I want financial independence, or do I just want to talk about it?
I like that.
I don't want to offend anybody. I want to be careful about adding that fourth question.
Well, if you don't want to add it, then I will. If you don't want, in fact, today I'm making a video. Let me write the note down. Then make the video about that one. Hey, do you want to be financially successful, or just want to talk about it? Comment on the link below. Comment below.
You know what drives me crazy, Sean, when people say, that one day soon, or they use the term, I'm getting ready to, or they use another term, as soon as, right? Here's what, right? I only set one type of goals, guys. SMART goals. Stated, I gotta say it. Measurable, I gotta measure it. Gotta be able to measure it. Achievable, it's gotta be realistic. I gotta believe it. And time bound. It must have a deadline on it, right? When you go in the supermarket today, you pick up a quart of milk, it's going to have a time schedule on it. Drink this milk by September the 1st, right? Or it's going to be sour milk. Tell me this, guys. What date on the calendar is I'm getting ready to? What date is that? Tell me what date on the calendar as soon as I finish it. Tell me what day on the calendar that is.
I want to know.
What date on the calendar is such a statement? If you don't have a date on the calendar, you are unserious, and I will not waste my time with you. So Tuesday tonight, transforming social capital into financial capital, transforming your contacts into clients and your clients into cash flow with Stan Matthews. And I'm going to have many, many very successful people whose names you have heard before. They're going to be the best of the best. Every single Tuesday, I'm going to have 4 best of the best teachers to come and show you how to do this and help me show you. So just come on over. It's turning contacts into clients and clients into cash flow with Stan Matthews. Sean is one of my co-hosts, and we're going to rock it from 8 to 10. And then at 10 o'clock, we're going to close out the night with 10K and let everybody go to bed sleeping real good because you've made a ton of money that same day hanging out with us.
And, added to what you're saying, Stan, anyone that believes in themselves or their product, 10K card is just a magnifier. Because you can use a 10K card to magnify who you are and what you do. And if you don't believe that much in yourself, then let's work on that. That's the purpose of the 10 days. Because anyone out there that's telling me, I have a great business, but I'm not where I want to be financially, then we have a problem that we need to work on. So I'm looking forward to that event, Stan. You said the event already, that is correct?
Yes, I did. And I sent you the invite. Sean, let me just say something to you. I've been working with business owners for 32 years now.
Mm-hmm.
When I graduated from law school, I focused on mergers and acquisitions and also corporate law. I wanted to be this great corporate or constitutional lawyer. I went to work for a client in New York who had a advertising agency, and they made the mistake of having me engage with their billing department. When I saw what they were billing people for putting out messages for those people on TV, radio, and print, you know what I did? I hung up my law license. I said, listen, I'm going to start Matthew's Marketing Group.
That's it.
It was over.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell success stories for people because that's all a marketing or ad agency does is tell success stories for people, right? To get your message out. Coconut smile makes you feel real good, right?
There you go.
All that agencies do. And it's been a very profitable, high quality of life for me since that time. But what I find interesting, Sean, is that it is very rarely a person that I meet that does not have the skill, SKILL, to be financially independent, prosperous, healthy, wealthy, and happy. It is never the skill. I haven't encountered people with an inability to marshal the skill. But here's the thing, Lady Renee. You know what I find a lot of? People don't have the will. It is rarely ever the skill. Rarely ever the skill. We can teach you to write. We can teach you to read. We can teach you to speak any language you want. We can teach you how to do any calculation you want, design anything you want. But what we cannot teach is to have the burning desire to acquire what you want. We cannot teach you that. Either that pilot light is on and it's burning at 1,000%, or it's not burning at all. Give me women and men who will run through a brick wall, and I will give you people who can be rich in a very short period of time. And I'm not just talking about rich dollar-wise. I'm talking about rich spiritual-wise, family-wise, relationship. We can teach skills, but we cannot teach will. You either want it bad enough to do what you have to do when you have to do it, or you don't.
Well said, well said. Well said. And look, at the end of the day, Captain, we all have a burning desire within, but it's to do something. So you want to find what that something is and get into the parking lot, pick up one of the damn vehicles and just start driving. Walking around the parking lot is not going to get you paid. You have to hop into one of the vehicles, turn the ignition, and step on the gas. And that's what exactly it all boils down to. Step on the gas.
Sean, the marketplace is the great teacher and professor for all of us. If you're not making a lot of money, guess what the marketplace is telling you? You do not have a service or product that is valued. It doesn't mean you're not a good father, mother. It doesn't mean you're not a loving brother, sister. It doesn't mean you don't go to church, synagogue, or mosque. It means that the marketplace does not value the product or service that you are offering. So you got to go get another product or service that the marketplace does value and come back to the marketplace. The marketplace is the truth. The marketplace is the truth when it comes to earning income. You know, you want to earn income? Take a product or service to the marketplace, offer it to people who you have prospected, and those people will tell you what it is worth to them. No prejudice. I don't care if you're tall, short, fat or thin, black, brown, red, yellow. When you take a product or service to the marketplace will tell you the truth.
Sam, until you get to put your bio up on Clubhouse, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to write Google me or type mbnstand.com. That's all you're gonna put in bio. Google me or check out mbnstand.com. Yesterday someone told me that you didn't have anything in your bio. I forgot to tell you. So all you have to put in your bio is Google me.
My bio, Sean.
What's that?
I have a bio up there. I'm checking. What? So I should go to my name.
On Clubhouse, go to settings and go to bio. I can either put you can copy and paste your bio or just put Google me.
All right.
Say Google me or check out mbnstand.com. That's it. Say no more.
Okay, so Sean, I'm at Stan Matthews at Matthews BCAD, right? I don't see an area for bio here.
So if you're on Clubhouse, let me do it together with you. If you're on Clubhouse, click on the engine. In fact, no, that's all bullshit. If you're on Clubhouse and you click on your face, your bio is right there. Once you just touch the screen, it gives you a chance to type.
All right, so I'm looking at I clicked on my face. It says change your photo and done.
Okay, so let's go back. Step one, click on your face. I'm clicking on my own. Click on your face. Slide your menu upwards. And then once you just touch your face, you get a chance to type in your bio, upload your bio.
Yeah, I'm seeing my Twitter. And I'm seeing my.
Okay, good. So just touch the screen. It'll give you a box to type your bio. Just touch the screen above. You're touching the screen above Twitter and below your picture. You're touching that point right there. It'll give you a box to type.
I got it. There it is.
Yeah. So either you can copy and paste your bio there, or you can just put Google me, mbnstandmatthews.com. mbnstand.com. I like that one. While you're doing that, let's welcome my brother Matt and Melissa to the stage. Matt, how are you? Matt, talk to the people.
How about ladies first today on Sunday? What do you think?
That's why I call you damn name so you can introduce Melissa. Go for it.
Melissa.
Hi, Matt. Hi, 10K. How are you gentlemen doing it? Thank you for being a gentleman, Matt.
I was testing him there, Melissa. I was testing his ass. He passed.
Yes. But hello, everyone, kings and queens on here. My name is Melissa Cole, and I am a credit specialist, and I help people restore and build their credit and building and starting to build financial literacy in our community. And thanks to 10K, I can just airdrop, text, email my 10K card, my QR code, everything into the room that I'm in. I just was at an event open mic, and I dropped my card to about 40 people. And I got some responses back like, this is new, this is dope, how can I be a part of it? Just click my link in the bio, and amazing. I love it. I super
love it.
My friend was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just airdropping my business card. She was like, and everyone to get it? I said, all those that have iPhone will get it. And she was like, that's dope. Yes. So I'm enjoying it. I definitely am enjoying it. And
everyone needs it. If you're on this here 10K challenge, you don't have one, it behooves you to get one. It does. It really does. It's a phenomenal tool, and it's following the age of time where it's going to, where we're leading to anyway. So get one. Get one. And I was so feeling some type of way to 10K because I was at work and I couldn't speak. So I'm happy to speak right now because for 2 times I couldn't speak. So
it's all good. It's all good, fam. All right. So welcome to the panel, Captain Matt. You in the building? Yo, I remember when I first met Matt, right?
Captain Matt is here.
Captain Matt is in the building. Let's go! When I first met Matt was like all hugging the trees and want to save the whole planet. I said, what a noble guy. I like this guy. When I sent Matt the card, Matt was like, Sean, do you know how many lives we can change with this? With that said, Matt, tell the people about who you are.
Well, I'll tell you this, Sean. I'm always one click away, baby.
I love that.
One click. So, yeah, I mean, I love the card, Sean. You know I love the card. I'm all about coaching and training people that I work with real estate. This is a must-have. What I got to tell you yesterday was when I was on the group, 3 people reached out to me. And out of 3, one person has already taken action, doesn't have a website, definitely is going to need, a hot page, or you guys call it, whatever you guys call it. I call it a hot page. And then
we call it a hot page, we call it a diamond upgrade.
Call it diamond upgrade, I call it hot page. And then the other 2 people that I spoke with, one of which got a master plan, got everything, but they don't have a website. They don't even have a business card. It's crazy. But the credentials that they have is amazing. So it's crazy how people operate in 2021 and don't have some type of stamp, some type of, digital platform to market themselves. They were enamored by you. They are going to purchase the cards. They are excited about working with other individuals in the industry and opening up an opportunity that they never knew about. So it's much like Google, Facebook, Instagram, all these other gadgets that are out there. You haven't even scratched the surface. So when someone says, oh, 10K? Yeah, I know 10K. Cool. Well, here's my digital card. Send me yours. Oh, I didn't get it yet. Why? No, I just, I don't see the value in it. I do not see the value. Melissa just said she was at an event and airdropped to 40 people. You can't go to an event and get that much information and drop it in one place. I'm so excited. This is not something that, well, I don't know, I got to get a business card, cost $78, whatever it is. Guys, if you're going to have a mindset, a $500 mindset, you're never going to be successful in any business. You got to have a $5,000 mindset. And what I mean by that is the opportunity that Sean gives you with this card to network is a fucking no-brainer. And I hate to say it on Sunday morning, 11:10, but it really is a fucking no-brainer. If you're not serious about helping other people, getting what you're doing, then drop off this ball. Because that's what Sean's all about. He's all about helping other people. And I got to tell you, we align each other. And he said to me, Matt, there's 2 sayings I like with you. There's 2 slogans. You got one that says it's not a no until it's a restraining order. And the other one is people before profit. My name is Matt. My digital card is MatthewMaronoff.com, and I'm always one click away.
Or you can simply dial Matt10K.com.
Hey, Sean, I love Matt's energy. Hey, Matt, I just want to say this to you. There's a pastor. Listen to me, Matt. There's a pastor in Brooklyn, New York, named Johnny Ray Youngblood. He has a $30 million community development corporation and a 10,000-member church. And he uses MF like he uses his name, right? And here's his distinction. He said, I'm the cussing bishop conversation, and I can tell you'll drop a cuss or two. C-U-S-S. And it ain't heavy. And I know it's not disrespectful.
Stan, I'm so happy you mentioned that because there's so many people running around and looking at you saying, oh, God bless you and your family. And their thoughts are so poisoned. You're like, yo, why am I experiencing all these BS? Right. Yeah, because you allow someone to enter into your damn psychology and bring their toxic thoughts into your world using disguising words.
Absolutely. Distinguish between cursing, right? I don't want anybody cursing, right?
That's it.
Throwing curses, but I don't mind when people cuss. Sometimes when you get real passionate and the fire's burning, a cuss flips out every once in a while.
Love it. And I always respect the real. If someone is not real, man, I'm gonna sniff them out as soon as possible. You know what I'm gonna do to them.
I love people before profit. You know,
there we go.
For me, the hierarchy in my life is God, family, then business. And if anybody ever asks you guys, right, is your family as important as your children? Tell them that you resent the question. Your business is one of your children.
I like that. I love that.
Stan, I respect you, Stan. I respect you.
Because guess what, Matt? You know why I say my business is one of my children? Because my business needs to be fed. My business needs to be housed. My business needs to be educated. My business needs to be funded. My business is one of my children. I have 4 actual children that are all 23 to 29. They're all college graduates, thank God. And I have to do the same thing for my business that I did for all 4 of them. So my business is my 5th child.
Hey, Stan, let me ask you. I want to ask you a question.
Sure, Matt.
What do you think is more important? It's a trick question, so hold on tight. What's more important? Education and going to college or street smarts?
Well, I'll answer it this way. There are 2 types of scholars in the world, Matt, and I don't know which one is the more important, so I picked both of them. There is a Rhodes Scholar, R-H-O-D-E-S, and there is a Rhodes Scholar, R-O-A-D. I really don't know which one is superior, because if I'm in a street fight, I want a R-O-A-D scholar. But if I'm in a spelling bee, I want a R-H-O-D-E-S scholar. So,
hey, Sean. I don't know where you found this guy, but I fucking love him.
Oh my God, that was the best answer I have ever heard. Man, you earned my follow.
Well, let me just follow up with that. You ready?
Bring it.
I got a PhD in street, and I don't spell cash with a C. And my father told me growing up, it's okay you spell it differently. One day, if you ever do it, buy a boat and put K-A-S-H. Fuck everyone.
That's right.
I actually spell it with an I.
Well, Matt, there's 2 things I know about you.
I-N-D-E-S-T-M-E-N-T-S. That's cash right there.
All right, Lauren, you're sexy as hell. It's Sexy in the Morning on Sunday with 10Kcards. Let's go.
Let's go.
Who called me sexy saying cash was investment? Who called that?
You're sexy as hell. I like that.
Oh, Matt, you called it? I love it.
Matt is shooting a shot, Lauren. Matt is shooting a shot.
Honey, Matt just earned his shot, and I just binged his bullseye. I'm following him.
Look, guys, at the end of the day, what I do for my business, and I try to help people think I'm nuts. Every alliance that I built with somebody got exhausted because they're like, enough with the people before profit. And I said, look.
Oh, fuck that.
There you go. We can make money, but if somebody's really in a bad situation and you can help them and put them in a better situation and they can afford to keep their house, let's help. If we can't help and they got to move on to the next phase of their life, let's help. Because credit, obviously, is very important as my new Zubian princess Melissa had stated, that it's very true that, and I have to say, credit literacy is very important. And I think that when people fall down that rabbit hole and are so distressed and in stress, they can't think logically and they're not thinking emotionally correct. So I help people all over the United States put people back on a road to recovery. I have a client, it's been 3.5 years, it's been a long-ass road. But now he's basically back on top. And he said, Matt, you're one of the very few people, I want everybody to listen to what I'm going to say. You're one of the very few people that knew me, that stuck with me when I was on the balls of my ass. And now I'm back on top. And those people are like, hey, man, what's going on? We got to eat dinner. His words, not mine. They can go fuck themselves.
Love it. Totally love it.
So raw.
Right?
That's what she said. Look, guys, at the end of the day, we want to help people. Everybody's on here. Everybody's trying to help people. The thing is, I think people go about it the wrong way. The way I approach 10K cards is a lot different than everybody else. I'm giving people an opportunity. Can you get the card for $100? Yeah, you can. But at a later date, if you want to come back and be an affiliate, it's going to cost you $200. So Sean's giving people an opportunity to help other people and make money along the way. Sean doesn't need us, but Sean wants us. And every person that Sean does business with, he can
Sean fucking needs us. Come on.
Nah, Sean don't need shit. Sean looks at everybody as
I'm trying to get him to speak up and say hi, Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
See, there it is.
Lauren, let me give you guys a secret to business. You guys ready? I'll give you the secret to business of success right now. The secret of business of success right now. If you're not the seed of your operation, you're fucked. I'll say it again nice and slow. If you're not the seed, if you're not the base of your success, you're fucked. I'll tell you why. If you rely on all your employees to run your business, one day they'll all wake up and be like, fuck you, Sean. But if you can be the engine behind what you do, you can get up one day and say, oh, you guys are fucking around, get out of here. That's on your page. When I'm doing business, Lauren, I work with a mindset of 8 billion partners. I'm looking for 8 billion partners. So when I meet someone and they give me the fucking bullshit, next.
Exactly.
That's how I am. My son looked at me and said, Dad, you don't give a fuck. I said, why should I, Sean? If people don't care about their success, why do you want to have them around you? Literally, if people don't care about their success, why should you have them around you? You know, you have a bunch of deadbeat fucking friends. And I said, son, what did you learn from that interaction just now? Well, they're funny. Okay, good. How is that funny going to help you in a situation where it requires you to be a little more financially savvy? So, my thing is, guys, how many relationships do you have around you that you're being nice, you don't want to hurt their feelings and all this kind of BS? How many of those relationships are you in? Guys, measure.
One. His name is Jacob. Just kidding.
No, Jacob is awesome. Jacob is going to be one of my life.
No, yeah, you asked how many relationships. I said one. Jacob. Kidding.
You're right. No, Jacob is good people. He's going to be in our world for a minute because he's been a non-profit. He knows exactly how to set up, how to structure it. And every business I'm involved in, I like to know every business is involved in a non-profit on some level. Because if you're making all the money and not helping anyone, you don't have any space in my world. I'm sorry. You have to have the mindset of, hey, how can we help others? Because somewhere along the journey, I got some help. So my way is, okay, how can I give it back? And help, by the way, is not financially. Help is giving you an opportunity. So if you're not willing to work the opportunity, then you're in the wrong environment. You know, when people approach me with sponsorship, right, I'm always the first to help. Let's go. But my first question is, okay, so what's your skill set? What access do you have right now? And anyone that come to me with their hands out, I promise you, is the quickest way they'll start hearing the cuss word. No cursing, the cuss word. Because at the end of the day, guys, if you can give someone an opportunity and they're not willing to work it, they need to get out of the environment as soon as possible. Allow someone else to come into your environment so you guys can prosper together. So, Matt, with you saying that I don't need you guys, you're 100% right. But you saying I love to collaborate with you guys, again, you're 100% right. And Matt is just keeping it real. Matt is not of a victim mindset.
Matt understand that also he don't need me. You know, when Matt come and tell me sometimes I see this in the marketplace, I see that in the marketplace, I'm like, great, Matt, go for it if you want to be fucking miserable. But if you want to be happy, come and hang out with me. Matt, is that true?
Sean, we've had some really crazy talks. Not at 11:20 in the morning. We've had crazy talks to 1:30, 2:30 in the morning. And
there you go.
Yo, bro, you're on social media, you're uploading shit, you're working. What's wrong with you?
That's it.
There's not enough time during the day for me to help people.
There we go.
Yeah.
No, but the reality of the situations, guys, you know, too often people are trapped in their feelings, their emotions, or whatever. No one partnership is going to get you everything you need. You need a series of collaboration. And the question is, are you becoming a collaborator, yes or no? So maybe the real question we need to ask is, what is an effective collaborator? If you're not finding ways to help people solve their problems and add value, you're in trouble. But the moment you help people to solve problems and start adding value, it's a different conversation. With that said, Mike, Stan, the mic is yours.
Oh my God, you guys have all entered the Church of 10K right now. Preach it, brother, preach it. The Church of 10K. Welcome to Sunday.
You better believe it. But let me get something really clear with everyone who has spoken. Without other human beings, you have no children, you have no brothers, you have no sisters, you have no aunt, uncle, mother, or father. Our DNA and our consciousness requires other people. So be real clear and truthful. Without other people, you have no money either. Your life would not have any consequence if you were out in space by yourself. Sean Lashley does need you, Matt. Whether he admits it or not, I don't care. Without you, he does not have a distributor who is enthusiastic and successful selling his product. He needs you. And I'm recognizing your value here and now, right? So the reality is we need each other. There is no marketplace, there's no money, there's no a wife, there's no children without other people. None of us are beyond the need of relationship. The man the world knew as Yeshua ben Joseph, Jesus the Christ, when Peter asked him, he said, Master, I know, love God with all your heart, mind, body, and soul is the most important commandment. What is number 2? And Yeshua said to him, Jesus said to him, love your neighbor as you love yourself. For how can you say you love God who you have never seen without loving your brother and sister who you see every day? Don't let anybody tell you they don't need you. You have real passion. Your life has meaning.
This church is about to get real right now. So let me ask you a question. This church is about to get real right now. Stan, let me ask you a question. Do you want your wife to be with you because she needs you or because she wants to be with you? Let's get church real now. Let's get real with church now. Do you want your wife to stay with you because she needs you or because she wants to be with you, Stan?
Well, there is a false premise to that question, right?
Let's break it down.
Here is the false premise. There are times in your life, this very day, you will need another human being, and there's times in your life this very day you will want a human being, right? The fact of the matter is this. I need my wife to need me because of the type of man that I am. I need my children to need me because of the type of father that I am. I also want my wife to want me because of the kind of man that I am. It is a false premise. You are both wanted and needed. All of us are essential, Sean. There's no two. God broke the mold when he made you. We need you because you bring a unique skill set and value to this thing that we call life. We want to be a part of it with you because we appreciate the gifts that you have been given. So the answer is both.
All right, so let me just show you that one.
Stan, the two-answer man. That's what
exactly. That's what I'm going to cut his ass into right now. So here's what I'm going to cut him into now, because he pulled that one, and Matt couldn't even find his ear when he was down him. So here's the thing. Here's the thing I want to focus on. Stan. Step 1. We all can agree God broke the mold when he made us. We're all individual human beings, no problem. We can all agree that with the need and want. So here's a real question I'm going to ask you. I want you to still laser focus with it because I'm a word artist myself. Had you given a choice, would you prefer your wife want you or need you? It's option A or option B. It's not a combination of the two.
Yeah, no two-answer man.
Want or need, Stan? Which is your superior answer? Would you wish for your wife to want you, or would you wish for your wife to need you?
Well, that is not the real question. The real I'm going to answer it for you, Sean. The real question, by you giving me a linear A or B choice, is that you want me in some way to agree with your logic. That's what you really want. Sometimes when people aren't doing what we want, we try to put them in these neatly disguised boxes. Now, I'm not going to run away from this point. I have standards. I have very high standards for myself, and I have very high standards for my wife, and you know her, right? So of course,
no, she's a beautiful woman. You won the prize. I don't know what she got.
But of course, I want her to want me. I think highly of myself. But guess what I'm saying? Want is the answer underlined. But I would just caution you. No matter how talented you are, no matter how beautiful you are, no matter how intelligent you are, don't get stuck on yourself.
So, Stan, the reason I mentioned that, and it goes back to the self-growth and personal development, I want to hear this one carefully. The days of people needing each other, I want us to consider something different. If we're in an audition to make our spouse want us, it will constantly keep driving us to growing and becoming better. If we're in that competition to make sure our spouse looks at us and be like, God damn, I made a good decision, it means that you constantly have to keep working on yourself. But if your spouse is going to look at you and say, shit, I've seen the same thing 10 years ago, then she may start reevaluating what she really wants. But if you're constantly growing, expanding, and becoming a better individual, she's going to say, wow, I want what's coming next. I want what he has to offer. Right. Because when I look back, I've seen nothing but the line of progression. So this is just basically a challenge for you to take personal responsibility and keep growing.
Sean, what you just said is also spiritual. You know I'm a highly spiritual person, right? I don't do anything without considering how it contributes to the kingdom, right? But what you just said is in a small book by Philip Wilkerson called Secrets of Divine. What you just said is the way that God operates. He says in the book of John, it says, I am divine, my Father is divine dresser. All of those branches that do not bear fruit, my Father prunes them and throws them into the fire. And those branches that bear more fruit, my Father lifts them up and they bear even more fruit. Even God cuts off the unproductive.
There we go. And that's why...
I mean, this is clear. I mean, even God says, if you're not bearing fruit, I'm going to cut you off and throw you into the fire.
That's right. And this is why, Stan, as I mentioned, whenever I'm speaking to a man or a woman, in my opinion, and I just want to hear what everyone on stage think about this. In my opinion, and when I met my wife, I told her, I said, honey, if you're not madly in love with the person you're with, you're still single. I'll say it again slowly. If you're not madly in love with the person you're with, you're single. And here's what I mean when I say that. If you're in love with someone, there's no space for anyone else. Again, I'll say it slowly. If you're in love with someone else, there's no room for anyone else to enter that picture. But if you're not totally in love with the one you're with, someone's going to get your attention. So my quest is always to be the man that my wife is going to say, man, look, I'll choose you over anything. I'll choose you over anyone. So that's my goal every goddamn day. I told my wife one time, I said, babes, if you ever leave me, you'll never have to worry about your financial future. But here's the problem you're going to have. Whatever city you're in, I'm going to come and sponsor the biggest charity and put a big-ass billboard next to your house. I'm going to find out where your husband works. I'll buy over his company and secretly have him working for me. And I'll pay him twice what he's worth. So he can come home every day and brag how great his client is.
Absolutely.
So I told my wife, we have a lifelong commitment. There's no way out of it. If you try to get out of it, you're going to have to find a way to get out of your mind, because I'm never going to let you go. And the reason I'm not going to let you go, I want to make sure you're financially rewarded. So even if you leave anywhere, go to someone else, I want to make sure they're making enough money to take care of you. And number two, I'm just the kind of guy that will pay him more than he's worth. When he comes, we can say how awesome his boss is.
Absolutely. This is a very sensitive conversation for people. I'm also an elder in my church. Many of you probably have guessed that I have some form of role in my church. And when I counsel people as an elder, and they tell me, my woman left me, my wife left me, or my man left me, I tell them, no one leaves you. You didn't make yourself attractive enough to keep them.
I love that.
Nobody leaves anybody. You just were not attractive enough to keep them. If you go to a hotel this very day, Sean, and all the rooms are sold, they will tell you no vacancy here.
I love that.
No vacancy, no room. So guess what, guys? If you want to have the best relationship in the world, create a no vacancy policy. If your man or woman does not have any vacancy because you're filling them up like that, they will never leave.
You see why I rock with Stan? He has a way of putting things together that make you go, wow. Let's get some feedback from the audience, Stan. Let's start with the ladies. Queens in the building, let's get a feedback on everything you're hearing. Let's start with you, Valley. Introduce yourself and explain to us what you just walked into.
I think that's a very interesting topic, but it's so true. You know, I was in another room a couple of, weeks, months, whatever, and I'm huge on love language. If you don't know your love language, it makes it hard to love someone else because you don't know how you need to be loved. You have to know how you need to be loved because what I want and how someone chooses to love me may not fulfill my needs. So, that's cross-referencing to my husband, his love language. I'm a person of affection and affirmation. No, I'm sorry, my husband's a person of affirmation. So he likes, things like, oh, you look handsome. Those are love languages. But when you don't if I don't compliment him, then it's like, well, does she find me attractive? So I'm huge on love language. And for a minute there, when you first meet someone, you're attracted to people sometimes for the wrong reasons because we don't learn to be friends before we fall in love with someone. And because you can have passion for someone and not like that person. And then that becomes a bigger problem because after a while, passion falls apart and then you don't have nothing left because you don't like the person that you're with. You can't talk to each other. You don't have anything in interest, and nor do you know how to love one another. So I think it's just huge, but that's my philosophy. So, and we mastered it now. We had a struggle in the beginning, but we figured it out.
Yeah, Valley is so correct in her position. That's why, Valley, I was saying a little bit before you came in that I don't ever get stuck on any level of success that I've enjoyed in my 57 years of life, right? I never get too stuck on myself. I am always a work in progress. I am always a work in progress, and I do some real tough analysis of myself, mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, and I ask myself, when I look at my wife and I look at my 4 children, I ask myself, how could I have been a better father, a better provider, a better protector, a better lover, a better friend, all the time? Because
that is true. I love that.
The moment that I become comfortable in who I am, what I have, is the moment that I start losing their interest and the moment that I start devaluing what God made me. God made me an infinite creator, enjoying the hell out of this earthly experience. This is not my home. My home is on the spiritual plane. I'm here on vacation, and I'm going to have a damn good time on this vacation as long as I can with the person I choose to be with, right? And so I love what you said because you and your husband do have different love languages, but it seems to me that you guys have done the hard work to become valuable to each other, and that will keep it, that will be the cement that will hold it together into infinity. Many people don't do that, so the day that they look at their woman or their man and their waistline has grown by 3 God in my life and valuable to me beyond what they look like or what they have, it's not going to last.
Absolutely. It's like watering a flower. You know, relationships and friendships are like a flower. You plant the seed, and every day you got to water it, you got to feed it, and you got to water it. The moment you stop doing that, it starts to die, it starts to wither away, and absolutely somebody else is going to come along and they're going to water it, and then the grass is going to look greener on the other side.
Hey, I just want to break in real quick, guys. I just want to say, Stan, not many people impress my wife, and Sean knows my wife, Queen Mary, as he calls her. She just stepped out to go show a house. She said, Matt, I don't know how you found this guy. She goes, and I hear what you guys are saying. I got to go show this house, but I want you to bring up one topic. And she said, being needed. Right now, she's going through a really hard time. We got an 18-year-old kid, just graduated high school. But almost a 13-year-old, he's 12 right now. He doesn't need mommy. He's more guided than my older son is. We've got both our mothers living in the house. Her mom is giving her a very hard time. Her thought was, there's a difference between wanted and being needed. And people, between the two of them, there's a misconception. And she says, in life, people need to feel needed. She wanted me to tell you that, Stan, directly.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. Listen, she's the best thing that ever happened to you. And so I thank God for her recognition and for her respect. I honor her and send the love back, Matt, in a sincere, most sincere way. You know, Val, the reason why I commented on your statement about being friends with your partner, I'm in my second marriage, right? My wife is in her second marriage, right? And so the first time around, I did it wrong, being fully transparent. The first time around, I did it wrong. The second time around, I think I got it right. I have known Jen for 31 years. I chose to marry someone other than Jen when I graduated from law school. And so we went our separate ways, and she got married, and obviously I chose the person I chose. Both of our marriages fell apart. And the reason why we're back together, Valley, because we have been friends the whole time. And so both of us said, well, maybe the person we chose the first time around, we weren't friends with. Jen has been one of my 3 best friends for all of my adult life. And so I think I got it right this time because, we can have a relationship whether we are together romantically or not. We have had a relationship and not been together romantically. She was married, I was married, but we were still friends. And so we both said, look, we blew this thing the first time around. You know me better than most people. Because we have a foundation of friendship, we now have built a wonderful family together.
Let me just add to that, Stan. You and I are 2 different sides of the spectrum. You know, your church that you belong to is a little bit different than my unconventional synagogue. So for me, my father would say to me, when the bullshit outweighs the fun, then you have to really think about where you are, and also in life, and also geographically. My father would say, maybe somebody's not geographically desirable. Let me say that again. Geographically desirable, and it could be emotional, it could be physical, it could be any of those. So I think the problem is that people become complacent and they settle. And we have one life to live. And guys, with that, I actually have to take off because I have to go into this house.
Wait, man, before you go, I want to bring some context to something I mentioned earlier. When I mentioned that there's no breaking up with me and my wife, and if she decide to get a temporary mental state that she think we can break up together, I'm going to basically shop in every area that she's in. Because when me and my wife met, She made me promise she was gonna be my last baby mama. If she give me a child, there's no more kids with anyone else. I said, okay, that's fine. However, I love to have kids. So what are we doing? So she said, well, we'll have all the kids you want to have, no problem. So when we got together, it was divorce or separation is not a part of our equation. Right. So make a joke like that I'm going to show up in every village that she's in, I'm going to do what I'm doing. It's to show that there's no divorce in our world, but it's not in a place of I'm going to confine you. No, the goal with me and my wife is to audition to be the person we desire every day. We're going to keep auditioning to win each other every day. So this is not like you're mine, you're going to, no. I want to be your choice. I want your choice.
Well, let me. I gotta end it on that. Let me just say this: when my wife and I were dating, and I want everybody to listen up when I say this, she used to give me dollar bills to go to strip clubs with my friends. Let me repeat that. She used to physically give me money to go with my friends and hang out, have a good time, joke around. She knew the type of person I am, or the type of person I was, and the type of person I was going to be. She gave me money to go out because she knew I was coming home to her. Let that sink in.
No, that's powerful. That's powerful, man.
I love it, man.
All right, guys, I gotta run.
Go sell that house, bro.
Well, I deal with distressed real estate. I do short sales. I've been doing it for 16 years. So it's more of a passion than anything else, and it's cool that I could actually work side by side with my wife. But everybody on stage and everybody in the audience, I'm not a religious person, but I will say God bless and go embrace the day. Otherwise, there's no reason.
You don't have to be religious to be spiritual, man. You don't have to be religious to be spiritual.
I believe in a higher being. I don't know who it is. At this point, it might be Sean, it might be Steve. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Be good.
Love you, man. Yeah, no, but for the ladies in the audience, in my understanding, a man is always supposed to provide for his family. He should always provide for his woman. And me and my wife always speak. And I told her, I said, look, in my opinion, an ideal relationship is where the man will do everything in his power to elevate his queen while exceeding her accomplishments, and along the journey in no way suppressing her. So basically, we're reaching out for men to become supermen. Be all that your woman need while going out there and conquering simultaneously. So that's the formula that I focus on. What support do I need to give to my wife? And while supporting her, going out there and making the big kill. So you're winning simultaneously. What's your feedback on that, guys? Guys and queens.
Absolutely. I'm totally in agreement with that. Being a PK, a preacher's kid, that's what my father provided. That's what my father did. That's what my father chose to do. That's what he did. He protected us, provided for us, encouraged us. And that's what gentlemen to us. My father still gives me roses and still buys my birthday cakes. I love it because that's the first man I fell in love with was my dad. And that's for any little girl that's father is present, or even someone that took the place of their father. That's what a little girl does, fall in love with their dad. That's the first man. So I totally am in agreement with all of that. And yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Melissa. I say that to both of my daughters. I ask both of my daughters, the guy you bring home better be better than me.
He has to be.
because I've dated both of my daughters. I've given the elder, who's the banker, I co-signed on her first home that she purchased. And when the younger, who's going to get a master's degree at American University in marketing, when she graduates, I'm going to give her first house. I told both of them, if the relationship that the two of you are in ever breaks out, the guy has to leave. Tell them, my daddy bought me this damn house. You got to get out.
Yes.
Stan, with what you just mentioned there, Stan, let me just give a quick declaration for the queens of the house. I have 5 kids, and my 1-year-old, because I studied the numbers in the birthday, my 1-year-old is the only one who is qualified to continue this kind of energy that I'm creating in terms of business. Because my strategy is all my boys, I will empower them to be a creator of their own business, creator of their own destiny. And my daughter is the only one, when she get old enough, if she so desire, will actually take over my empire. Because it's easy to tell a girl, your daddy give it to you, and her best response can be, you're mad you don't have a daddy like mine. But if a woman tells my son, you ain't shit because your dad give it to you, that can destroy a man. So my plan is to literally teach my guys how to fish, and then my daughter, she will have the option. This is an option. This is not mandatory. If she want to carry on the legacy, the empire that we're creating, that will be her choice completely. And if she doesn't, we either liquidate or donate it to some charity of choice. So
so what about the ladies that didn't have their father in their
well, that's going to be an inspiration for them. That would be an inspiration for them. Because in my opinion, at the end of the day, when you bring kids into these world, no matter how it may look like, you have to show up in some form or some kind of capacity. Here's another thing as well. I do believe an individual like myself who've been very blessed to have a mom and dad in my life, and having the ability to really demonstrate what it means to be a leader/father, we should keep leading and inspiring. Because some of these guys that grew up without a dad may be influenced by us to end up becoming the husband that our daughters need. So this is why it's so crucial and important for us to be great leaders. Because as I mentioned, my daughter may bring home a guy that didn't have a dad. But because of watching my videos online, reading my bio, my books or whatever, he might be inspired to become a better man. So that's why when you're living, live and see everyone being of benefit to what you're doing. So that's why it's very important to choose what you do very wisely.
Amen.
Also, when you said, what did you say again? That if a woman tells your son that your daddy gave it to you, that could destroy it. Well, also, you can teach your son not to deal with women who speak to people like that as well, right? Because it's not necessarily, again, we've been talking about sex, right? And the Bible does say that a good man leaves the inheritance to his children's children. Whether that's a female child or a male child, it's still in everybody's best interest to receive some type of inheritance, right? And that's not something
the inheritance for my boys.
Somebody has to expend to even be able to pass something down.
Okay. So, Lady Renee,
to beat somebody down for.
Right. Two things, Lady Renee. One, the inheritance my kids will be getting is the inheritance of mentorship. I promise you, the boys will not need any financial assistance. Why? Just like Stan, we convert relationships into cash flow. So I'm going to teach them that strategy of converting relationships into cash flow. That's number one. Number two, I want everyone on stage here to listen to me, please. The people that's coming into your life, you're not finding them. God is bringing them into your life. The people that's coming into your life, God is actually bringing these people into your life. And when you meet someone, they will send a representative. And then a few months later, the true version of themselves will come out. Why am I saying this? Let's think metaphorically speaking, a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is when you were born, 10 is when 10 is your highest point of maturity. When you meet someone, you might be on a 7, they might be on a 3. Do you drop them and go find someone on a 7? Or do you use what you have become and the skills you've acquired to get to a 7 to have them mature from a 3 and try to aid them in their process to a 10? So that's what I want to think about, Lady Renee. So if someone comes to you and they're damaged in any way, I think it's our responsibility to use ourselves to try to in some way help them grow. Literally help them grow. Look, no cap, guys. When I met my wife, we were on 2 different spiritual frequencies. And I said to myself, if I can help my wife to elevate beyond this space that she is in and meet me in a different space, wow, how beautiful would that be? And I literally got to live through that transformation for over 6 years. The guy that you meet today was the same guy 6 years ago because I made a decision to be happy and relaxed above everything. To be happy and relaxed above everything. My wife wasn't there. And now she understands this is who I am and this is where I live. And now we have like the best relationship ever. That's why I tell you, end of relationship, man, that's not even an option. So don't worry about who you're going to attract, Lady Renee. Focus on the tools that you can acquire to actually deal and navigate with the individuals that's going to come into your life. That's just my little tidbit in that one. There's no such as the right person. The only right person in this equation is you. You have become the right person. So whoever shows up, you can handle them. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I feel like you misunderstood what I said. Can you hear me? It's gone quiet.
Go for it.
Oh yeah, because my point was like, okay, you've spoken of, okay, it's a two-way thing, right? Just like anybody can inherit an empire, anybody can inherit, whatever it is. So because you're gonna pass down, because what you said was the woman can say to her son, "Oh, your daddy gave this to you," and that can kill and that can destroy a man, right? But again, like we've spoken about building relationships and talking about that, the way that you speak to people, not just your business partners, your intimate relationships, the family, you're meant to build and speak life into somebody, right? So if you're gonna give an inheritance to your son, and he then meets a woman who is gonna speak that kind of word into him, to be dealing with and that he should cut off. Yeah, there are some people that you're going to meet in life, right? And where they are, again, this depends on character, right? Because character is speak. Meet them, they're down. And it's you, and God has brought them into your life for you to help raise them up with the skills that you've acquired, with their willingness to get to where they want to get to. But there are also some people in life that you're going to meet them, and if you're not careful, if you're so hell-bent on helping them, where they are in their life, in the mindset in which they're operating at, right? If they're not of good character, they can bring you down and they can destroy you as well, right? So for me, there's nothing wrong. Like, why should a woman be mad at a man that his dad gave him an inheritance? That for me, for me, if I'm looking at it, right, I'm looking at it. He comes from a family of people who actually understand how to handle money, how to deal with money, right? Which means within our relationship, the issue that we're going to have, not because he has plenty bountiful money and do you know what I mean? In an equal level, if depending on where you meet somebody, right? But I don't know, like. I don't see that as a problem. That's not something that I would go to a man and say, "Oh, your daddy gave this." Like, do you know what I mean? Why would somebody speak to somebody like that? And I feel like that's another thing that it's very important when you hear people talk to you in certain ways. Sometimes it's not even the thing where you have to keep going with it. Sometimes it's the thing where you just have to cut it off because you can't allow. You know what I mean? You can't allow. People's negative energy and that to come and because if you do that, right, and there's nothing wrong with that, because again, if you're going to build wealth, you want to pass it down to the next generation. Why would you want your child to start from scratch, to be starting from zero, right? Even if you are instilling certain levels of skills that will help them build that back up, you still want them to have. You know what I mean? You still want them a high.
Okay, Lady Renee, I want to pause you just for a second. So you include something very important in your presentation. If you take all my money away from me today, I promise you in less than 12 months I'll have 10 times more. Because you taking all my money away from me today just give me the fucking motivation to go harder. And everything, I currently am the holder of over 3,000 web domains, right? I'm working on some projects and some collaborations so big that it will actually scare the crap out of you. Now, are these projects and collaboration costing a lot of money? Nope. I am starting off with zero with every collaboration that I'm doing. So the point I'm trying to share with you is I will really teach my kids the value behind relationships. I'll teach my kids the value behind relationships. I can call up Stan and say, Stan, let's work on this mission that over the next 10 years we can make $1 billion from it. In fact, we're actually involved in these conversations. We're actually working on global networking collaborations. So the point I'm trying to share with you, Lady Renee, is collaboration is the source of your wealth. Collaboration and relationships is the source of your wealth. You don't need money to become wealthy. You don't need money to become successful. You need healthy relationships. Healthy relationships. Now, when I mentioned to you about my daughter, I learned one thing. I've been through 2 toxic relationships where I think the first one, I kind of drifted away from who I was until the previous ex came and be like, Sean, you're not the man I fell in love with. And I was like, oh shit. You know what I did after that? I took a 5-year vacation. I bought a one-way ticket to Europe, and man, I was off the grid for 5 years because I wanted to find myself. 3 years later, and guys, be careful what you ask God for, by the way. Because I asked God for 5 years to find myself. I found myself 3 years later, but I still had another 2 years to go. And when I thought I found myself, I wanted to get back into business, but I made a pact with God that I don't want to do anything serious. I don't want any serious responsibility. I made shitload of money and I poured like a rock star. Make no mistake about it. But when I tried business before the 5 year expired, nothing would work out the way I wanted it to work out. Only when it was the 5 year mark, everything came full circle. Why am I telling you this, guys? First toxic relationship, I literally had to go regain myself. And then after I regained myself, I made a commitment that I will never lose myself for no one. It's not going to happen. But I took the lessons and the trainings from what I got from the first toxic one, and I know what I was looking for going forward. I met a young lady with similar qualities, but was able to hold my ground while I allow her to transfer through seeing the power of giving, sharing, loving, and caring. So I didn't go through the first one just for nothing. I went through this understanding that there are people out there that's in this place of their life, and if you acquire enough skills and tools, you can help them to transform. So I've seen it. This is firsthand what I've seen. So when my kids are now coming up, I want to ensure that they have the tools necessary to navigate everything. Because only a damaged woman will tell a man, you ain't worth shit. And the reason that phrase was never able to block me, I was making money since I was 13 years old. So I knew what it's like always to have money on me. So those phrases never really hit me, but I thought about it for a second and said, wait a minute. How about if I was that insecure guy who needed a validation? What about men out there who's actually stuck in that position? How can we help them? How can we help them? And by thinking of how can we help them, I first think of, okay, how can I help my sons to avoid that kind of trap? And as much as you may want to believe that only the good people and women only the good women are out there, so on, I get it. Great mental place to be. But I like to plan for a war that we're going to win in spite of anything that comes our way later in it. So where my boys are concerned, I'm teaching them this mind craft of you can handle any environment you're in. Now, make no mistake, my daughters have the same mindset as well. However, my daughter will have the financial backing that they need to automatically go do what they want to do. Because here's the thing, listen to me carefully. Even if my daughters lose it all, I'm okay with that. But if my son loses it all, it might be too much of a pressure on them. And that's the pressure I want to put on them. That's why I'm teaching them to go learn how to fish and get their own stuff. If I'm off track here, guys, please feel free to weigh in. There are no emotions attached to what we're doing here. This is a place of discovery, learning, and growing.
Hey, Sean, let me just say this because I got to run. I've got a 12 o'clock appointment. I think what Lady Renee was saying is that there's nothing wrong with leaving an inheritance for your son as well. And I agree with her. And the other thing that I think she was saying is that any woman who says to your son, you ain't shit because your daddy gave it to her, that is an ignorant woman, and your son should run as fast as they can when they meet.
Exactly.
Okay.
Run for the hills. Get as way as fast as you can.
Okay. I love this. 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 Let me ask one question. What happened when the whole world run away from those women? Where do you lead them? How do they get help? How do they become more than that in that ignorant space that they're in? This is what I want to hear people answer now. So running away from that woman is fine. I get it. No problem. How can we help someone like that to heal? Because obviously that's someone that's damaged. That's the conversation I want us to have. Guys, let's not all stay on mute now. How do we help that woman to heal? That's the conversation I want us to have. Let's go.
On a Sunday, Sean, this is too deep. So, as I was listening to everybody, what I was hearing personally, I always start with self-care, self-love as the foundation. Because if you do love yourself and you're grounded in who you are, and I appreciate the fact that you went those years to find who you are, I think a lot of times we don't make the time. Depending on culture and so many different things. So for me, it's about self-love. And so if you have that, you're not looking for those things in somebody else. And I think it's still connected to the idea of want and being wanted. I think many times people don't know what they want until they allow others to define what that is. Until you do, then you realize you made the wrong choice along the way. So the idea of taking on to heal that woman, I think just like that person, all of us, I think, we've been conditioned to be this way. I don't think that person became that way on their own. And so the fact that you don't have to tolerate it, I mean, that person can unlearn these values, but part of it is first we need to, protect ourselves and be able to know we don't need to engage or tolerate, for lack of a better word, just like Lady Renee was saying, with that individual. But personally, I don't want to take that on that burden to be the one to help that person heal. I think we can give that person grace. We can show how, but do they want to? That's the other thing, because some of those people, sometimes they have benefited from these values that they have, and people have accepted it. And I don't want to give it more space, but if they are ready to change, we certainly can help them on a new path and have different values that's more humanistic than them thinking they have to always be almost like a leech of other people. I don't know if that makes sense. I would love to hear what other people have to say. I'm Marie, and I hope you'll heard me. I'm having some technical issues.
No, Queen. I did hear you. I totally heard every word you said, and you were absolutely right in saying that they basically need to have that mind shift ready to shift so that they can receive it and be a blessing as to others as they are being blessed as well. And I totally agree with you. I do.
I mean, I think especially as the work that we do, a lot of us, we are caregivers, we caretakers, we take on so much, and I think a lot of us, we are sometimes impacted by other people's behaviors, but then we now be expected to now educate, teach that person, and heal them. And so one of the things I want to be sure that we first protect ourselves, we first heal ourselves to be able to deal with that level of, to me, it's almost like a fault sometimes. So to be able to deal with that before I can even say, you know what, I'm going to help you heal, because it did hurt, whatever that they were doing, to be able to be seen that way, man or woman, to be able to be used. And as we were having that conversation earlier, one of the things I also wanted to say with the whole idea of being wanted, being needed, a lot of us are in situations where we are, and we may feel like an obligation. It's nice to be wanted. It's nice to be needed. And a lot of us also, it's part of feeling like we belong, right? We belong somewhere. We belong to a place. We belong to someone. And they show you that. They make you feel that way. You don't have to prove over and over. To me, that's the feeling where sometimes want and needed can be blurred. But if you feel like an obligation, it's a whole different experience of being with someone, regardless of the setting. And reciprocity is important. Sometimes we give, but we should also always expect to receive as well.
The Bible says, give and it shall be given unto you. You have to give in order for you to be blessed. Because, I think his name was Stan, he said, bear fruits. If you're not bearing fruits, then God will get rid of us and put us to the wayside. And that's so true. So, me as a single mother, I have 3 daughters. And I'm doing what I was taught. I'm instilling in them my morals and values. And yes, I've been broken. Yes, I've been hurt. Yes, I've been damaged. Yes, I've been healing. It's the healing process that has to begin, and they have to want it. Like you stated before, they have to want it. I want it. I continuously want it. You're never done healing. You're always healing and bettering yourself to do better and to be able to give better and do better for others or with others. So that's my 2 cents. My name is Melissa. You can catch me at melissa.10K.
Melissa10K.com. You have to say correctly. Melissa10K.com. Guys, if I'm breaking up, just put me on mute, because sometimes the signal fluctuates out here. This whole topic of wanted and needed, guys, in my opinion, and I stand to be corrected, God give us everything we need. He also gives us the option to strive for what we want. I'll say this again. God give us what we need. God supply us with our needs, but He also give us the option to choose what we want. What's your take on that statement, guys? How good does it feel for a woman to say, okay, I'm going to make sure my husband need me today, or oh my God, I feel so empowered, I need my husband, versus oh my God, I want my husband. Oh my God, my husband wants me. What's the difference in the mindset regarding those two areas, guys? Let's develop on that if you guys are into it.
It's a great feeling to be wanted, you know. And my last relationship taught me that I'm wanted. I need to be wanted by the gentleman that I'm with, my husband, you know. And he didn't understand how to be wanted. He was operating and always needing me, needing him. I don't need you to take care of me and mine. I got me and mine all day, every day. But I wanted you and all of you who you were. And that right there is a problem if you can't understand how to be wanted. Because that's one of the greatest feelings of being in love is being wanted. I want you and only you. But I don't need you to survive or to make my life go on, because my life is going to go on with or without you. But when you're wanted, you feel like you can't be without that person. That's my 2 cents again.
Valley, what's your take on that, Valley?
I agree, but give me 1 second, Sean. Hold on, real quick.
All right. Who else want to chime in on that? Marie, what do you think of that? And then after Marie and Valley, we'll go to the guys. Let's hear Male's perspective as well.
Oh, yeah, add to the mix. I'm hoping that Valley will come back. I mean, I think I've mentioned it, the idea of being wanted. But again, it's one of those things sometimes we may not even know what that is. So it's great to experience it, to know when you are, for you to know what you want, for you to know how you want to be wanted, and when you're receiving that. But to me, I just feel like it's one of those things where you have to be clear on that one. But I agree with the fact that everything that we need is already within us. So a lot of times what I see is, people functioning or starting from a place of desperation, of wanting to be completed from another person versus starting from within. And so I think once you start from within, there are a lot of things you don't have to be chasing. You don't have to be like all this grinding and hustling. It's all about now, whatever that's yours, it's coming. So I don't have to do all this work and chasing and hunting and fishing. So that's how I function. A lot of things of what I want, it comes to me, because whatever I want, everything actually I want is already within me, and I already have it. Are you back, Barry?
I'm here with you.
Melissa?
I am here with you, boo. I am with you.
Because I'm like, I don't even know if anything is coming through with all this technology. So, yeah, I'm really sad that it's such a thing where it's almost like, I don't know, it's one of those things where I think functioning from a place of just like flow. Because I see so much struggle and so much chasing and convincing, and we live in a culture of hustling by, and I'm not even that. I'm just like, I don't need to do all that work. Whether it's professional or personal, the people that need to be the people that are for me are coming. The things that are coming for me are coming. The money, I don't even worry about that as much as before, but it's all part of that mindset of knowing who you are, knowing your worth, and just knowing like whatever you have, it is there. And so being able and be ready to receive it, because sometimes we miss it. We've been asking and wanting, and then sometimes we don't even see it. So being in a place to be able to continue giving, be generous, but knowing from that you will receive everything that's yours and you deserve.
Everything. And it's crazy because for the last few years, maybe the last 3 years, I've been, on that journey of finding myself, cutting off those ties and those toxic relationships, those unbeneficial relationships that are not equal. You know, you give, I give. You take, I take. You know, conducive, cohesive relationship, and they're not the best things to have in your life. And when you are in it for so long, or just around it for so long, you begin to think that that's all you need, or that's all you want, or that's all you can have is those type of relationships. No, I love me enough to cut all that off and to find what's for me, who's going to have my benefit, who's going to have my best interest at hand, who's going to tell me when I'm wrong, and tell me, you know, basically just check me, but in a loving, friendly way, and vice versa. You know, and if you can't have that with your so-called friends, you're not friends. You're not friends. Because I should be able to tell my friend when you're wrong. I should be able to tell my friend when you made me happy. I should be able to tell you what goes on in my life and not be reciprocated. So you can't. You got to let those relationships go. And that's what I'm learning. That's what I'm doing. And that's what I'm on the journey of doing, because I need productive. I need to be able to grow. I need to be able to see my future and you a part of it as a benefit in a relationship. How you going to fit in my life, and as well as how are you going to fit in, how am I going to fit in your life? So yeah, you got to definitely take that evaluation and begin to dissect your relationship that you currently have. That's another 2 cents.
So I don't know. I feel like it's better for somebody to need you, because wants are fleeting, right? You can want something today, tomorrow you don't want it anymore, right? Say for example, you go into a store, you see something you like, you say, okay, you know what, let me wait for 5 days, let me make up my mind, and the 5th day you decide that's not something. Why would I want to? But if you need something, that's a constant, right? Even if we look at, say for example, you look at personal finance, right? When you're budgeting, focus on your needs before you even start talking about anything that you want. If you need somebody, and again, it depends on how you're defining the word need. Whether you're defining it as something, you know, that you can't, well, again, something that you can't live without, right? Because again, if you're married to somebody, you got married and you said certain vows, right, through sickness and in health, through all of this and this, that person does become does become a need for you, right? Because it becomes I'm gonna say it, yeah, they become dependent each other, right? Because it's a partnership. You're working together. You need your teammate on your side. Just like if you watch sports, right? They have all of their teammates. Each person on the team has a specific thing that they play, and each person is needed. You don't say, okay, no, I want the goalkeeper. No, you don't want the goalkeeper. You need the goalkeeper to be there, because if the goalkeeper is not there, then you're going to lose the match because they're going to score, kind of thing. So I don't know. I feel it's better for someone to need you than to want you. You can want anything. Again, there are. And when it comes to need, again, that depends on the level of rapport, understanding that you know of the other person and who you're dealing with. Like Vandy said, you know, where she was talking about love languages, if you do understand your partner's love language, then again, that builds, and the need will always be there, right? Like say for example, people have a bad day, right? And there are some people whose relationships are so fantastic, right? They had a bad day, they call that person because they call their other half because they need them. The sound of their voice just, they don't really say, oh, I don't know, am I making sense? That's just my kind of, I don't know, that's how I'm seeing it. I feel like just once, you can want anything. Right?
I think it's both. I couldn't, it wouldn't work to me if it's just a need or a want. It's both. I mean, I want someone that needs me, and I want someone that wants me. You know what I mean? Because those are really two different things to me. I don't know how we separate that. I don't understand how we're separating the two.
Let me ask you guys a question. What is your thoughts on God give us what we need, but then we go after what we want? What's your thoughts on that?
Hello.
Thanks for bringing me up. Angela, thank you for pinning me. I finally had the courage to come up. I think if we follow, if you, God, what you said, God gives us what we want, right? Or and then we need something. I didn't get it again. I think
he said God gives us what we need, but then we go after what we want.
Okay, if we go after what we want, we'll never get it because God knows us already. You know, He knows what we need, and I think we should follow what God wants us to have. You know, because that's the lasting one. Whatever God wants us to have, if we go after what we want, go, and we'll not get it. That's how I see it. You have to, whatever God gets you, that is yours. That's what you have, and that's the lasting one. I'm done speaking. My name is Khadija.
I think those kind of go in hand a little bit. So God gives us what we need, and then yes, we go after what we want. But then not sometimes, when we go after the things that we want and it's not in line with the things that He wanted us to have, if we want to transfer that word into the need that He gave for that, then I think that's when you start seeing the roadblocks and the struggles and so forth, because it's really not in alignment with your assignment or the person that you're supposed to be with and so forth. I mean, I just think you start seeing all kind of red flags and things because we're pushing something. You're gonna force that what do they call that? When you're gonna force a square in a peg or something like that. I mean, I think that'd be kind. I've been there, you know, like, oh my God, this is what I want. You ask God for an answer, and He gives you the answer, because that's the need. But it's like, no, that wasn't the answer I wanted. I want it this way. He's like, but that's not what I wanted for you. That's not it. But you want it, so go on and keep doing it, and He's gonna let us do it. And sometimes it works out, but most of the time, I don't think it works out very well. Because it's a struggle all the time. It's going against the force.
That's exactly what I meant. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, if you don't, you keep struggling until you come back, you know, and then things will start to be in alignment. You know, just
absolutely,
have to
absolutely. But I think in life, and I've done it, you know, and sometimes I do it a lot still. You know, I be moving so fast. You know, because I got this, I'm doing that, you know, and then, but yet I'm praying on something, but I'm steady moving at the speed of lightning. And then I'm not hearing what I'm asking for because I'm moving so fast. You miss the voice, you miss the sign. You saw the sign, but you just focused, you just staring at one thing and you miss it. So we need to slow down. I think COVID was a lot of what everybody should have done, because the world shut down. It wasn't a city; the world shut down. And I, you know, it's amazing to me. I think how many people actually used that opportunity when we were all stuck in our homes to really sit and marinate on that. Like, what was this? What am I supposed to get from this? What message am I supposed to get from it? I really wonder how many people looked in the mirror at themselves and really spent time or built really strong relationships with family members or broken relationships. So it's interesting, but I believe that was a message for every single person that made it out of this, and we're still going through it. And so I think there was a message. This is Valley, and I'm done speaking.
If I may, Valley, I kind of missed a little bit of it, but here's what I wanna. This is why I'm so passionate about us showing up for others. This is why I'm so passionate about us showing up for others. Because what that pandemic taught us is, as much as you may want to find Mr. or Mrs. Right, the pandemic kind of restricted and took that option away from you. The pandemic showed you that whoever you were with in that confined area, you had to make it work. You had to find the value in that individual. And one of the things that I normally speak with clients whenever it comes to relationship, the question often is, okay, what did you see in that individual that initially sparked interest? What did you see in that individual that initially drove you crazy about them? And one of my relationships rules, guys, I don't know how well this fit in, but if I'm not crazy over the woman I'm with, I'm in trouble. If I'm not lusting over the woman I'm in trouble. We can always get the extra nice shit, but let's find out one thing in that individual that we're so crazily attracted to. And I'm not afraid to tell my wife always, I said, honey, I'm sorry, but I'm addicted to you. I want to keep feeding these kind of mindsets within my wife. It kind of really fills her cup up, as Stan said earlier. So I would say, guys, find that thing that really drives you crazy with your significant other, and then just try your best to magnify what that thing is. And the world is evolving so much that back in the Stone Age, for mere survival, we went after what we need. But I think that we're getting a little more advanced, that we kind of have the option, if done correctly, to go beyond what we need to what we want to have. Let's ask this question. Someone had mentioned about the need. Who was heavy on the need topic? Let's talk about it. Who was heavy on the need conversation? Let's kick it real. Who's heavy on the need versus being pro want? All right, Lady Renee, let's go for you for a second. I did hear you mention you spoke a lot to the need version of things. So let's be brutally honest, okay, Lady Renee? If you're going out to a yacht party, is a yacht party something that you desire to go to?
Yeah.
All right. If you're going out to a yacht party, would you want to walk with an IKEA bag on your shoulder, or would you prefer a Louis Vuitton bag on your shoulder?
Neither of them. None of them are black-owned.
None of them are black-owned. Okay, that's fine. What's a black-owned brand that's prestige?
I like this brand. I found the other day. It's called Shardy.
Sorry?
I said I found this brand the other day. It's called the Shardy.
The Shardy. Is it a premium brand? Was the running cost of your items?
It's a luxury brand.
And what's the name of the brand again?
Zashardu.
Zashardu.
Zashadu.
So is it okay if I call it Zash, just for conversation purposes? Because I know I'm going to butcher them as we go forward.
Okay.
So let's say for conversation purposes we call it Zash, okay? If you're going on a luxury cruise, would you want to go with Zash, or would you want to just put a brown paper bag over your shoulder?
I would go with that.
Zash. But I mean, you don't need Zash. You just need something to put your...
So you gave me... So the need there is the bag, right? The need is for me to carry a bag there.
That's right.
So whichever bag I choose, I'm still feeling the need that I need to take there.
That's right.
So it's a need.
Right. So you have a need. You can either go to the Zash bag or you can go to the brown paper bag. Why not just go to the brown paper bag? I mean, you don't need the Zash bag, but you want it, don't you?
But maybe I need it to go with my outfit, right? Maybe I need it to fit.
We're getting somewhere.
I need it to fit the theme of where I'm going. I need it to fit.
We're getting somewhere.
If I go to a yacht party and I bring a brown paper bag, that doesn't fit. I mean, that doesn't fit the vibe of the yacht, right? So it's not that I want to take. I mean, it's not that you would want to take the other one. You can't take. It's not an option. You're not going to be able to enter.
Okay, so here's the question now. Let's define the word need. Let's define the word want. This is where I think we're getting all caught up in conversation now. What's your definition of need?
What's my definition of need?
Yeah. I'm listening.
Yeah, something that's...
How do you define...
Let's define it by... Wait, let me get... Okay. Need requires something because it is essential or very important rather than just desirable. Need. Expressing necessity or obligation. Now, circumstances in which something is necessary, a necessity. A thing that is wanted or required, right? So even a need is a want. This is the example that's here. A thing that is wanted or required.
So I get the written example, but I want to get your meaning. I don't want Webster's dictionary meaning of the word. I want to get your meaning. Give me your true, authentic meaning of the word need. I want to hear from you. If that's okay with you.
A need is something that's required. That whatever context is being spoken about, right? It's something that's required for that context.
All right. And how is everyone else receiving that description, guys? Because I'm going to move beyond the meaning just now. Because here's the thing. The reason I'm asking you this question, I like when women like to go down this need path, but then when present with a brown paper bag and a luxury item, their eyes are actually drawn to the luxury item, and they no longer forget about they no longer remember the brown paper bag.
But the example that you're giving me two of the same examples, right? A bag and a bag. Which bag do you want, right? So if you're giving me a bag and a bag, you told me that the need for me to, or what I'm needing to choose from is which bag do I want. It's not like you're saying, oh, which one bag and a pair of shoes or something, right? We've established that. What is your priority? I need to carry a bag there. Which bag is it? It's not necessarily your want. Or do you want to carry a bag? Am I making sense or not?
You're confusing the fuck out of me. If anyone else is on the stage that want to weigh in, please weigh in. I don't want it to seem like an interview or dominated conversation. My thing is, guys, look, I think we're in a place in history right now where we can enjoy a little bit of our wants. And we don't have to be so fixated on our needs. The needs back in the day of the caveman, where they needed to survive and all this kind of stuff, that was great. But I think we have somehow evolved to a point where we can actually enjoy and indulge in the wants of life. That's just where I am. I make no apology for it. And if someone feels strongly against it, I want you guys to share on it. But I'm into the want game, guys. Mary, what's up?
I get what Renee's saying. To me, it's more about preference. So for me, based on the example you give, one of the things that I'm doing is, so I'm one of those people where it's like, when you get those options, I'm like, what you need, for example, could be like, I need air, I need shelter, okay, I need breath. And those are necessities. But to me, with those examples, it's about preference. And so one of the things I realized about me, and I think our conversation is so much around self-awareness, because, and being able to stay grounded in whatever that is, I found that I accept like very simple things. So there are some cases where I'm like, if all my stuff fell on the ground and I need to put them back in something, and the brown paper bag is available, that's what is going in. And I think a lot of times for me, like I've had this conversation where I shop in different places, where I go to secondhand stores, I'll walk in with my whatever bag, because I don't care what other people are going to think. But I have someone around me, even my son, like he was graduating and they're like, well, would you want to buy something? He's like, I want to go to this place, and it was like a vintage place, secondhand also. And somebody said, you got this from your mother. And I'm like, that's right. Because he's thinking about that's what he wants to go. And he's not impressed with all these other stuff. And so a lot of times, and then there are some situation where I'm like, yeah, I do want the luxury. And I'm not going to even have to qualify it, explain it, because that's what I want. That's what I desire. And I think that's also part of the conversation, to be comfortable claiming what we desire. And so a lot of times, I don't feel like I need to explain it, because in that moment, that's what I want. And so, and I know sometimes it seems like need and want gets blurred, particularly in this culture that we in. I just think whatever it is that you want, claim it, stay by it if this is what it is, and then other people's opinion doesn't come into play, because you know why this is what you're choosing at the end of the day. But at the same time, sometimes it's helpful to kind of acknowledge our decision, how we're choosing things, why we're choosing them, and what they mean. At the end of the day, only you qualify that, and no one else can step in and do it. And I think just being able to do that is really important. And that goes with business too, because sometimes we get swayed into situations, but just knowing that is really critical. Any other thoughts would be great to hear from others. We haven't heard from.
Hey guys, what's up? Marie, just so you know, I just checked your IG because I'm like, why the heck do you not have a green badge on you? I said, okay, let me check the Instagram. Then I saw the link, I was like, holy crap. But then I saw the text message, I realized that you were actually reaching out.
I need to get the card.
Check your DM right now. We actually had one there for you, but I realized we never sent it over. And guys, just you know, what we're having here on stage is just a healthy debate. Going back and forth, just having a discussion, exchanging different point of views. So feel free to share exactly what you're going through, what you're thinking. It's all good. If you guys have exhausted the topic, we can look to start closing down because we're going to be back on this evening again at 10 p.m. So I want it to be a happy place where people actually look forward to coming and getting themselves set up. And yeah. So if we're running low on fumes, we can look to start doing outros. But if the energy is still alive and we're still kicking, we can keep doing it.
What just happened? Tell me what am I looking at before I start screaming for no reason.
What's that?
I said, should I start screaming?
I know, right? Everyone became so damn quiet.
Yeah, I have so many technical issues. So I want to say thank you. I read the message. I don't know what I'm looking at.
Did you see 10K card in your DM?
I did, yes.
Right. So what we'll do after the call, I want us to polish it up as best as good. And then if you see the value of replacing the link tree, let's discuss that possibility. Here's a question I want to ask you. What do you understand by the 10K card? What does the 10K card mean to you?
Being able to have just have a mobile business card without carrying something in my hand. Just the ability to connect with people without dealing with papers and building my connection and network.
Right. And the good thing about it is that you'll never run out of business cards ever again. And you can connect with anyone, anywhere, at any time. Make no mistake about it.
So it's a global connection. Global mobile.
That's right. Global mobile connector.
Woo! I love it.
That's right. So what I'll do, I'm going to DM you my number, and then after the stage, we'll hop on a quick 5-minute call. I'll show you how to navigate around it, and I'll show you all the features and benefits. And if it's something that you want, we can proceed with it. You definitely don't need it. But if you want to be great, you may want to consider using it.
No. It's something I've already decided I want. I mean, I've talked about it to other people, and I think that's the other thing too. Sometimes when we're talking about relationships, and as a whole, personal, professional, part of it has to be that energy, and it's something that I've already felt the moment. And part of it is also like for me, it was about how you're being with other people, and I think because of the pandemic or even during, the idea of like, okay, how are we being? How and who else is around us in terms of that energy exchange? A lot of times we think something is a necessity, but it's really about like how does that being with that person make you feel? And I think I've heard you talk about it. I see other people how it was, and I already made that decision of this is something I want beforehand. Because I have cards, I have paper cards. It was funny, like the last time we were talking with Jacob, and the same day my broker gave me a box of cards that he went and printed, and I literally look at him like, what am I gonna do with this? And it's literally sitting exactly in the spot that it was given to me. I'm like, I'm not gonna carry all this stuff around, but again, I already decided because, again, from what I saw, and a lot of times, the way people are, the way they make us feel, the way they treat other people, I think sometimes these are the people we say without coming in and saying, I want you to be in my inner circle. These are the people we know for a fact, like, I want that person. I like being around that person versus the obligation of like, okay, I have to treat you like the way you would be at a job, and you tolerate certain things. And for me, when I heard about the card, I'm like, this is really amazing. And there's even though I don't know you personally, that there's that generosity that you have wherever you are. And to me, that was always important, something I wanted to be part of.
Well, welcome to the family, it sounds like, then.
Thank you.
Welcome. You know I love your card. And what are you going to do with that box of printed cards you got? I still have mine, and I'm going to keep them, because if I go someplace and they say, hey, throw your card in this drawing, unless, they're up on technology and you can share your card some kind of way and still be in the drawing, then I will, because there might still be a need somewhere. So I'll just keep them for that reason, little things like that, but I'll never pass them out again, ever.
They're still helpful, and I think for me, one of the lessons that I'm learning is, when you know better, you do better. They are better tools now, and so there are some people who are still very attached to them, and so of course they're there, you can hand them over for certain things, or certain individuals, just so you have it. But this, to me, is just the new tool. It's literally, 3.0, or the modern way of connecting at a higher level.
Absolutely. Well, welcome to the fam, as they say. So you just got your card?
Just got it.
Okay, awesome. So I would just suggest, I don't know what all. Sorry, Marie. That's horrible. What do you do, Marie? I heard you say you're a broker. Are you a realtor? I just heard broker. I'm at a home inspection.
Oh, I wear many hats. I still have a 9 to 5. Alongside, I'm a wellness coach, and I do have my real estate license in Massachusetts.
Okay, awesome. So if you want to take a peek at my card, for example, you can get an idea like how my card is set up. Because I have some customization to it by the blue diamonds that's on my card. If you go to my IG, you'll see it there. So I love it because of the blue cards. It's just an easier way for me to connect with people, much easier by gathering information. Like yesterday, I don't know what's going on with this, but I listed my daughter's house for rent because they're buying a new home. And I cannot seem to get apartments.com to update the listing. So I just keep getting all these leads, which is great. So now I'm like, hey, why buy? Don't you want to, why rent? Don't you want to buy? The same criteria. You had to have a 620 or higher credit score to rent the house. You had to have $4,500 for the deposit. I'm like, so here in Texas, you can get down payment assistance. Got to take care of the down payment assistance, and about a $200,000 house, give or take, you probably need about $10,000, give or take, for closing costs. Well, if you were going to put the same $4,500 on a rental house, if you have another $5,000, you could almost buy the house, or the lender to give you a little bit of credit. And my birthday is July 17th, and I haven't announced it yet on my social media platforms, but I'm going to announce that I'll give you 1% of your closing costs towards your purchase. And so with that being said, I picked up 3 leads, but my point was yesterday, some people are really bold nowadays. Somebody just knocked on her door, and I'm like, oh my God. And the people are finding out about the rental. Hold on one second. And so I was talking to the gentleman outside, and then I said, well, let me just share my card with you. And he just loved the car. I mean, people, I think, just love, it's just so attractive. I don't remember who said it before, but it's so sexy. And I love things that are sexy, right? And from a woman's perspective, the car looks sexy. It's easy to share. I was with my girlfriend on Friday all day, and she's a brand new agent, and she's at a different brokerage or whatever. So I was showing her my card. So I was helping her get her social media stuff set up so now she could get the card. But and I was just trying to airdrop it, and it wasn't working at first, but then I was finally able to airdrop it. And it was kind of interesting. The 2 people, people kind of was looking around, and the guy at the bar was like, is this you? And I was like, yeah. I was like, do you want to buy a house? He was like, no. I was like, do you want to sell a house? He was like, no. I was like, okay, well, do you want to have a drink and talk about real estate? He was like, well, I'm having a drink. I was like, well, let's just talk about real estate. And we did. So, and it was actually a good conversation. But anyway, my point is, I love the card. I love the QR code, being able to have it on Zoom, capturing so like I said, if you look at mine, you can see the customization that I put on my card. Just being able to capture people's information so much easier, and just quickly just typing in 10K and then my card pops up, Valley 10K, and it just pops up. It's just so much easier, and I mean, everyone I've shared it with just loves it. So I'm still working on a few people, and Sean, I need to get with you on that so that I want to get them a sample card so they can see their information on it. But so I think you're going to love it, Marie. You're just going to love it. And since you're doing coaching, it's just another great way. And that's the thing I think I love about the 10K card is to sit down and spend some time and figure out what it is that your message is, who it is that you're trying to connect with, so that when your card is done, especially if you upgrade it and do some of the customization by the blue diamonds, that you're able to capture the information from your coaching clients or your real estate clients, your investors, whatever your model is, you're niching down so that you can make the card really work for you. I mean, it's one thing for it to look nice and people can go to your social media, but for me, the card is to be used strategically. How, what can you do in your business to make it strategic so where you can close? If you're selling something, like I have a credit repair company, so people can, instantly go online and sign up for the credit repair. I just recently are jumping into the short-term rental space, so I have that on there. It's not direct booking yet, but when I get there, my 10K card is going to be awesome for that. So it's really niching down to make the card work. That's the benefit. That's what I see the card for me. It's not just to say I have a digital card and I can just share it. Okay, that's cool. That's great. But how do I do business with this card and do business now? How do I close a deal now? Leads are great, but how do you close? I need to close deals. I just don't need a lead. I want to close you. So that's my opinion. So while I would love to keep talking, my clients have showed up for their home inspection, so I'm going to have to jump off. If I can help anybody, feel free to DM me. I would love to connect with you. I can talk with you, or come back tonight at 10 o'clock. I kind of been off the grid a little bit. I've been super busy, but I would love to help any way that I can. You all have a fabulous day.
Good, Valley.
Thank you. Yeah, me too, because it's a relocation client and his brother wants to buy. So I'm about to get out here and smile and do my thing and try to convince the people, the brother, to buy a house with me too. All right, you guys. You guys have a good one. That's right. Have a good one. You're welcome. Bye, Sean. I'll call you later.
You got it, Queen. Take Orange with you, okay? Super good morning, guys. To reset the room just a little, we started off this morning speaking on the 10-day cash flow challenge. But as usual, directions normally shift. So being that it's a happy Sunday, the floor is open up to speak about whatever you guys want to speak about. So if you didn't get a chance to introduce yourself to the audience, please behave yourself. Please take the mic and definitely do so. That's my little 4-year-old. My 4-year-old see you.
Oh, he's adorable.
That's it. I'll do a video of him today and post it up online. So by tomorrow you'll see a video of him, Mr. 10K Cards. Yes, 10K Cards.
You go, boy.
You said 4 years old. You already know exactly what the mission is. Let me see.
So I'm gonna tell you something.
1 second. No, get Daddy 1 second.
Let me
Okay.
tell you something.
I promise you'll get Daddy. I'll give Daddy all. I'll give all of you. Okay, tell me. Tell Daddy.
I could take shots.
Okay, go ahead. No, do not take his headphones. He's 4 years old. All of this trying to start trouble. Anyway, guys, the floor is open. Let's start with some introduction, please. Gloria, introduce yourself, and then let's pass it on to Lorna and Sam. Queens first, kings go after. Gloria, you're up next.
Hi, good morning, 10K. Sean, how are you?
Absolutely amazing. And with that smile of yours, it makes me do even better. The mic is yours.
Thanks so much. Just wanted to pop in and say hello and learn, of course, as much as possible from you and your incredible sales strategies and ideas. I love any room that you're in. And I'm excited to have our real estate and construction happy hour tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So also want to try to plug that as much as possible so more people can get their 10K cards, which is going to be part of the conversation. Networking is not just Clubhouse or just LinkedIn or, passing out a business card, if people still even do that. It's about closing deals, and the 10K cards definitely help with that. So I am in construction. For those of you who don't know me, you can go to gmarie10k.com. All the information is there. New development, ground up, renovations, adaptive reuse, sustainability. We love interior commercial renovations, but we have partners all across North America and parts of the Caribbean. So just hit me up, gmarie10k.com. Thanks, John.
Super welcome, my dear. And now we pass the mic on to Khadija. Did you get to introduce yourself?
No, I didn't. My name is Khadija Kela Kamara. I did speak. I make natural body care products. Skincare. I make natural body care skincare products. I'm done.
All right. So, what's so special about your Sunday so far? Let's get to know each other.
What's my special? That I'm in your room, hearing good conversation.
You're making me blush.
Please blush because, and I mean it. I followed you some time ago in another room, and then I decided today to come up. And Angela was feeling me. I didn't have the courage to come up. And I said, oh well, what the heck? Let me just go up there. Whatever happens. So that's why I'm up on the stage.
Guys, let me share with you how powerful it is to open up your mouth and say something. If you don't open up your mouth and say something, your clients will not know who you are, what you're looking for, and how they can help you. So always feel free, guys. The worst case scenario, if something doesn't go right on stage, you can simply hit the leave quiet button. And after you hit the leave quiet button, you're off to another stage. You can even start your room. So don't be afraid, guys. You see an audience, hop in. You can either learn or contribute something. Also, Gloria, I also acquired Gloria10K.com for you. Reason being, when you mentioned G. Marie, we're visual creatures. So when we're looking at your name, my goal is also to make it as easy and simple as possible. So if I'm looking at your name and I see Gloria, I want to believe that if I press Gloria10K, I'm going to find you as well. So we just added that name also to your card as well, sweetheart.
Amazing. You're the best. I typically don't use my name, Gloria. I go by Gigi, so G or G. So that's where G Marie came from, and that's the business brand. But, here on Clubhouse, you're right. Most people just know me as Gloria.
Gloria, yep.
So, yep, you're absolutely right. So that's great, and I really appreciate you. And I'm going to hit you up probably a little bit later, if not today, tomorrow morning to catch up on for tomorrow.
You got it.
Also, I have new URLs, so I definitely want to upgrade and utilize some of the sales tools. I believe the woman just left, where people can click to purchase, videos or click to purchase certain things. So definitely want to catch up on that and what those beautiful blue diamonds that she had on her card for people to buy a house right away or set up an appointment to build it, etc. And for all of those of you who don't have a 10K card yet, please get with Sean ASAP.
Guys, Maria is only telling you because she cares about you. And if she haven't personally experienced the product and started valuing it, there's no way she would have been co-signing it, okay? So if you're out there, you're in business and you don't have a 10K card as yet, guys, my apologies. I may have done something wrong by not passing on the correct message to you. So anyone that have a question about 10K, please feel free to ask.
Can I just add something? I wrote a review for you on Google. The organic reach for my website since I got the 10K card, which was 2 weeks ago, has already increased by 20%. If you guys don't know what that means new people visiting your website. So 2 weeks, 20%. That's huge. Just throwing that out there in case anybody needed a final endorsement to get that 10K card.
You see, I love it. And that's not even a benefit or a feature that we sold Jean Marie on. It's just that her natural love for use and share of the product, look at the effects that it's actually creating. So I love that. What you can do for me, Gloria, if possible, I want to do a nice little 30-second shout out to 10Kcards and mention that increase on hits that you got on your website. Because if other members here, that might be the tipping point that they needed to say, you know what, let me get a 10K card. If it happened for Gloria, it can happen to me too.
Absolutely. We'll make a video and we'll make it also as part of the promo for tomorrow as well. 30-second reels. One of our reels just went viral. So I'm like, what?
There we go. Guys, don't be shy. Crack the mic. Who's the next queen to be introduced? Lorna. After you, the gentleman will go. After Lorna, we're going to have Sam, then we're going to have Terrence. Lorna, the mic is yours.
Hello, my name's Lorna, and I'm in Houston, Texas. And I just snoop around in all the groups, but I hear about the 10K card a lot. I have an adoption agency where I help children find homes. I don't help people find children. I help children find homes. And that is one business I have not heard of on Clubhouse at all. Everybody's in real estate or everybody's doing, something else. So I started listening to your group because of COVID, people don't have a lot of money and not a lot of people are adopting anymore. So I'm like, okay, I need to reinvent myself and do some other things. So I was wondering, with the 10K card, is it possible to have several businesses on one card, or how does that work?
That's a beautiful question. So we have another product called the 10K wallet. The 10K wallet is if you have several businesses, we would recommend you put each business identity onto one card. And then we take all your different business identities and then we put them into the wallet. I'm going to send it to example. One belongs to Kim, one belongs to David. Because when you approach an organization or an audience, you want to be congruent. You want to share with that audience who you are in that capacity so you can have maximum effect and maximum reach on them. So if anyone want to get access to David Wallet, type DAVIDS davidswallet.com. If you want to access Kim's wallet, it's KYMMSWALLET.com. So it's David's wallet, Kim's wallet. They have multiple businesses. They built a 10K card for each business, and then they put it all into the 10K wallet. I'm going to DM them to you all, Lorna, so you can have a first-hand look at them.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And I enjoyed your group. I love that we went from answering questions to church to everything else.
You never know what you're going to get in Sean's room, Stuart. That's the kind of guy I am. Well, if you can, shoot me a quick DM right now. Send me a direct message on Instagram.
Okay, we'll do.
You don't have your IG on your Clubhouse bio? So if you want to put that in, that would be so awesome. But shoot me a quick DM.
All right, we'll do. Thank you.
Awesome. With that said, Sam, Khadija.
Yeah, is that for everybody? If I didn't hear it, I'm doing something. Can you repeat that, or is that just for Lorna?
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna create a button on our website on my card within an hour that say here are clients that's already using 10K cards, and I'm gonna include the digital wallet and everything. So whenever I'm speaking, I can just go to a quick source of reference that everyone can tap into at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to get it up and running within the hour because some of the questions are, how about if we have more than one businesses? Can we put it all on one? Absolutely, yes, you can put it all on one. But if you want to have maximum impact, you want to separate the different entities that you're involved in and then be a little more dynamic. Because if you go to get a heart surgery and you hear your doctor is doing real estate on the side, he's doing coaching on the one side, he's doing construction on the other side, plus he's doing heart surgery, doc, you need to get the hell out of my way. But if your doctor is just laser focused on heart surgery, you definitely want to consider having him perform a surgery in your heart. So it's just about being laser focused and a professional in your space. And that's what a 10K wallet does. It separates all your identity, but yet still keep you laser focused. And with that said, Sam, take the mic. After Sam, you'll pass it on to Terrence. Welcome to the stage, Terrence. Go for it, Sam. Oh, sorry, Sam661. The mic is yours, sir.
Terrence, are you here with us?
I'm in the car wash.
Yes, this is Terrence. I'll go ahead and jump in. Terrence, I'm Terrence from Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota. The founder of Swan Associates. What we do is management consulting, helping urban business owners scale their strategic operations. So that's my passion. That's what I love to do. I connected with Sean via MBN, and and that's a network of urban business owners. Really powerfully seeing the opportunity to impact the 10K card. I'm loving what I'm seeing. In the process of updating my card and creating it to be more dynamic and connecting with my presence on other social media platforms. So glad to meet everyone, and I thank you again for creating this room and the opportunity to move from paper cards to digital cards.
You know, life is so funny. Terrence, here on stage, I did not even recommend you as being one of our members from MBN. It's either shame on me or shame on you for us not connecting earlier. Which one is it?
We can both take it.
I know. You know what's so funny? I do not attach myself to any organization whatsoever. BNI tried to get me, Mass Networks tried to get me. I was never interested. But when I spoke to Sam the first time, immediately it was almost like one of those call-ins. It's like I was definitely created to be a part of MBN. Such a great network. It's such a great community of actually pulling people together that can actually solve problems. So that's one reason I'm so happy and grateful to be a part of that movement. But you want to share with the audience a little bit about MBN and go a little deeper into what you do, Terrence.
Yeah. So I'll start with MBN. So MBN's a national network of business owners who are really focused on connecting and having a larger impact in their spaces. So one person can be effective in their business, but what I've found, what others have found is unless you can effectively tap into a broader network, the scope of your opportunities are pretty limited, right? So MBN has members across the country who specialize in a variety of things, and we all part of that is that we all give freely to each other and support each other and try to help each other grow. So that's what, as you described, Sean, the beautiful part of the network is it's really a giver's gain network focused on giving to each other and giving back and making a big impact. So that's what I love about the Matthews Business Network, which is also known as MBN. So we get together on Mondays. Anybody on the call, if you want to DM me, I can. You can certainly be my guest at an upcoming call. I'd love to have you as my guest at the upcoming call on Monday, just to learn more about what we do and to learn more about MBN if you're interested in becoming a part of that. So for me and my business, Swan Associates, really focused on management consulting. So we do is we give business owners back their time so they can focus on their bottom line. We do that by focusing on leveraging best practices and operations so that you can focus on the challenges that matter most. So there's oftentimes when a business owner is looking to scale, there are some blockers in the way. What we do is we come in and efficiently help you unblock those channels so that you get time that is not well used back into your day so that you can grow the organization. And if you are interested in connecting with me, I do love connecting with new people. I love working through and solving challenges for their businesses. Please also DM me. Let me know. We can set up a free consultation for about 20-25 minutes and see where we might be able to take it. But I'd love to help anyone who is looking to scale.
Terrence, after this call, we're gonna hop on a call because the DM me is too local to be on a Swan level. It'll be better for them to tap into it at mbnterrence.com or terrence10k.com. So we're gonna talk about that upgrade feature when we get on this call. Get my number from the bio. I'm going to hop on a call after this, okay? All right. I can't have you using the common terms DM me. DM me is not for the professionals. 10K me or MBN me is more like it. All right, guys, back to you. Who's up next for the introduction?
I think I was.
Go for it, Sam.
Hey. Oh, got an ambulance. My name's Sam Silver, or Sam661.com. That is my 10K card. It is a fantastic morning in the Santa Clarita Valley, Greater Los Angeles, and Ventura County areas I cover. I love 10K rooms and incredible moderators and people in the audience that have all those questions. I just, first stop was car wash. So I wasn't able to talk because I was going through the car wash. Person that was scanning my car to go through the car wash also got airdropped my 10K card. And that's how it's done. Oh, yeah. If you look on my picture, that is the doctor that saved my twin girls when they were born, standing next to my wife, next to his first house. That's the way you do the real estate business. You connect with everyone that's 5 feet from you. If you can reach them, you connect with them. You talk about what you do, how you do it, what your passion is. Talk about why. Don't talk about the business. You talk about why. And you find out what their why is. So giving back to heroes is my why. And my children being 211 and 215 when they were born is even my bigger why. I give back to heroes in the community. That's the doctor right there. Give back, let's see, probably about $4,000 I give back to him. I'm trying to remember what the price of the house was that he bought. So probably about $4,000 he got back. Saved my babies. I gave back. I give back every day to nurses, firefighters, teachers, nonprofits, government agencies, military, veterans like myself. Every day. 20% of my gross comes back to them. 10K card is how I do it. And that's my story. And also, I am now a mentor at eXp Realty. I'm an official certified mentor at eXp Realty to help others to become successful in their real estate business. I did an open house yesterday. I got 2 listings on the same street. I plan on getting 10 listings on the same street. That's one of my goals this year. It will be awesome. I'll have signs all over the place. I will own that neighborhood, and I will go knock on doors. I will drop my 10K card for people that walk up to the front door. I will open my airdrop and say, let me test something. Let me see how this works. And drop my 10K card onto their phone. That's how you do it. The place you want to be is on people's phone. When they go in there, make sure you're in there. Drop it. Go. Walk around the neighborhood. Start dropping your card. And if people start asking questions, absolutely. That's what you want as a realtor. You want somebody that is willing to go out of their way and connect with people. And that's what we do. All right? Sam661.com in beautiful Santa Clarita, California, Greater Los Angeles / Ventura County areas. I am your 661 realtor out there, and my number's there. My Sam661.com is there. Love y'all. Thank you, brother. Mr. 10K, Sean, and that baby is adorable.
Why, thank you. God has blessed us greatly. What can we do? We have no choice but to keep fostering and growing them. All right, so my boy Reggie is on stage. Let me say, I think we went through all moderators on stage. Captain Reggie, tell the people who you are, sir.
Hey, greetings, brother. I'm to another room, so I was just actually.
Reggie, I get it. You're trying to sound sexy, but put the damn mic close to your mouth.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I don't know if it's me alone, but it sounds a little low.
Okay.
So much better. So much better. Okay. So much better.
Yeah. Like I said, I apologize. I was just popping in, so I wasn't actually in a position here to talk. But greetings, my friend.
Always a pleasure to see you on stage, Reggie. I mean, look, running these clubhouse streets is a lot of fun if you're running with the right people, and that's why I rock with you, Reggie. So share with the people who you are and just tell us a little bit about BAM and why BAM is so awesome.
Okay, well, perfect. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. Greetings, room. My name is ReggieFarrell.com, and I function as the president of BAM.eco. And basically, our goal is to show you how to make money like Amazon by being a BAM.e-commerce boss. I've been collaborating with BAM since 2007, and my personal brand, ReggieFarrell.com, has prospered in more ways than one, with the connection to our one internet shopping and advertising mall collaborative. Collaborative is very, very important. That's the operative word here. I believe that we all are looking to increase our current cash flow, and my recommendation is our virtual hands-off online modality, BAM.eco. By advertising your business for one-time $199 and never stop referring to create some wealth in perpetuity. So I would like to invite everyone to give us a full assessment. We established in 1998. You can also text the word BAM to 323-451-5050. That's 323-451-5050. That will place you in our database. Or you can connect with me direct by just clicking on my IG below, ReggieFarrell.com, which links to my 10K digital business card. You get to see how BAM works. This also includes my Be a BAM.eco e-commerce boss portal. If you submit the short form, this will digitally connect you with me through a collaborator ID, and this will allow us to work together for mutual business interests. Once again, my name is ReggieFarrell.com, president of BAM.eco. That's my story. I'm sticking to it, and I'm out. I'm done speaking. BAM. Back to you, brother.
Guys, very few.
You're in the matrix.
Yes,
you know what?
There you go.
Yeah, I was like, okay, what is it going to take me to get into this guy's circle? So I bought into being a member of BAM. Now, I didn't buy in for the financial benefits, but when I look back 2 months later, I realized that we paid BAM $600. And when I did the reverse engineering, it made that BAM actually generated $3,000 in sales for us. And all we had to do was just post our website on his ecosystem. And by doing that, it brought more sales than anything else. So guys, I want to say, look at the individuals you're dealing with. If they're credible enough and they're worth your attention, then they get involved because you just never know where one thing is going to lead you. With that said, guys, I turn my back up to the floor. Let's keep free flowing. It's Sunday.
Did you speak, Angela? Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Angela. I didn't get the chance to share, but I've been pinging everyone in. I'm a health coach and an urban gardener, and I'm a partner with 10K Cards. And that's what I want to share.
You're like short and sweet.
I'm still pinging people in because I was doing some homework at the same time.
How are you using your card? I'm curious how different people are using it.
Well, how I'm using my card, it was gifted to me, and then after it was gifted to me, it was upgraded to me. And one lady said that when you get a lot of free things, you don't really use it, so I'm using it to the max. So I was quiet because I was actually in another course taking notes about how to make 1,000 in a month, but I know we're doing it for a week or 10 days. And I'm I'm pivoting my business and starting over, so that's how I'm using the card, and I'm sharing it with a lot of the community members of
For me, it's like for a lot of entrepreneurs. I put it in the newspaper for it can actually reach back out to people that I'd started back doing business, and that's how I'm using it to the fullest.
Love that. I'm sending it in my newsletter. I'm sending it in my postcards, my just listed postcards. I'm making sure that I have my QR code on my postcards for my new listing. So that way people will scan that and then come to my 10K card.
Cool. I just finished taking a lot of pictures, which I was told make your stories and stuff like that. So I just found like 4 boxes of business cards that if I needed new business card, it had to be update. And then I'm going to put my 10K card next to it. And then I'm going to make like a little story as like for a promo. That's what I'm going to do later on today.
Yeah, my new signs. I haven't ordered my new signs yet, but my new signs are going to have my 10K QR code in the top corner with a statement underneath, scan my QR or scan my 10K card here. And hopefully people, when they drive by, they'll see that QR code and scan it and get all my information on their phone.
That's cool. I'm going to actually have the artist actually added onto the free library that Skip Martin from Cool in the Game allowed me to use his name to put on the free library because he also makes children books. And I give that back to the community because the health department is closed right now. So a lot of the activities I would have been able to do or promote a lot of the things I do, it won't be open back up until September. So the free library is out to the public. So I'm just rebranding myself. Not rebranding, I'm just picking back up from a lot of things from so many deaths in my family.
Cool in the Game. That is pretty cool. Cool in the Game's pretty cool, Angela.
I know, that is cool.
Wow, that's huge. Thank you for sharing. I think for me, I'm trying to see, a lot of time we have these tools at our disposal, and for me, one of the things I'm learning now is how do you leverage it? Because sometimes you may have goals like the 10K, but then it just sits there, and so I really want to be able to maximize it to the fullest.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm using it also like to, but going into the different rooms just as well and getting a lot of the information is to educate myself just as well and network and build back up instead of waiting for everything to be perfect. Is what the millionaires just said in another room. So that's where I'm going with it. So I got over so far of networking and meeting a lot of queens and kings like you all. And I think I got thousands of dollars from the 10K card already. You know, not physically, but mentally, educational wise, that is really helping me. And I just want to start over and make sure I'm doing it in the right order. Like I never did business before after closing down my daycare for after 21 years of taking care of my mom.
That is awesome. Anyone else want to share? I don't know who else hasn't heard from.
I'll share one more thing. That other Angela down at the bottom, that was me. So I was with the group the whole time, but I had to do a lot of writing. That's what I have to share right now. Pass the mic back to you, Sam.
I was saying, you know, prayers and blessings to you for your family, and you know that taking care of a family member that's quite an undertaking. And in Hebrew, it's called a mitzvah. So you did quite a mitzvah for your family member.
Oh, thank you. They also said she was only going to make it a week. I took her out the hospital. She made it a whole year and passed away a day after my birthday. And it also helped me get a lot of connections, like with the blind. I'm also Be Your Eyes. I do a lot with that too, and the deaf blind just as well. So it really helped. And then out of the SITS part, it connected me with a lot of doctors and people who actually educated into like deaf with babies and stuff with my card that later on we're supposed to do things together. So I'm just like getting myself together and saying, make sure I contact with the right people and make sure I change my circle. And then I'm going to take it from there.
changing lives every day. That is awesome, Angela.
Someone else like to share? Or you can even ping in some of your friends if you like.
I could go shopping. I could do the honey-do list. So I'll be in the background. I'll stay in the room, but I'll be in the background.
If anyone in the audience would like to come up to the stage, it sounds much better up here. You're welcome to come and join us. I'll ping you up there, give you another invitation. But I need you to have something in your bio and some kind of way we can contact you back so we can all network together. You also need to have something in your... Huh?
Where are you located?
I'm in New York. You heard me?
Oh, yes, thank you, yes. I'm in Boston, so I'm always looking for other people on the East Coast.
Oh, okay. My cousin in Boston. She's a teacher out there. I think she's been teaching out there for like 20-some years. It's just really... I just found it was a little bit, a lot when I went out there when I was younger. But it's nice.
Yeah, no, it's the only city I lived in, but I'm hoping to do more travel. But I'm realizing now, again, we were already living in a very global world, but I think with these tools we have, it's so great to connect different cities and in different countries, and really keep growing our network.
And on this app, we all around the world. We global now, so we can travel all over the place. Because half of them would have been closed down to visit it physically anyway.
Are you still with us, Melissa? Melissa was chatting earlier. I'm going to ping some people. I feel like we are super quiet.
Yes. So, I was just pinning, if anyone wants to ping in others, everyone should be pinging in like at least 5 friends to see if they want to come in. If not, when Sean come back, I don't know if you want to wrap it up or not, but if it's anything someone want to share, feel free to.
So do you have one business? I know we talked about the wallet earlier, Angela. Do you primarily market one of your businesses? Like, which one do you focus on?
Well, right now, since the farmers market, I couldn't do right now. The gardens, I do actually. A lot of people that know me, I do like the back of their stores. I do their landscape. Some of them that reopen. So due to development, the city is actually rebuilding on a block where was like 8 community gardens, and I did youth market with the youth in my garden, and my daycare was also part of the garden because we did permaculture to teach the kids. So I'm waiting to come back there in January. So everything that I actually do, that's why I look like I'm doing a whole lot. It's like it was all things that was done in the garden and the health department and outside the public playgrounds that I adopt. So I'm just rebuilding my business to do things over because I had to let everything go. And then in March, I used to work with people with special situations. It's like deaf, blind, any kind of unique situation. Because my teacher said, if you can't cook in the dark, don't call him disabled. So I actually work with a lot of people like that. So I'm just rebuilding myself. So my first thing is to build back up my network. I'm very active in the community, and a lot of things just opening back up. So I was doing like over-the-top jewelry and stuff for certain designers and working in a boutique. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm just networking and collecting all that and educating myself all over again. And I'm actually trying to put everything digital, like a digital real estate of each one of my business be online. So I'm just trying to make sure I get all the right information first before I just jumped out there and do everything.
Wow, that's awesome. You have many hats, like so many people, and then being a caregiver and teacher as well. That is a lot. how are you doing it, because sometimes we do a lot of those things. We're in community, but it can feel like we're alone, like almost like a solo experience. So I'm glad we have this family community here where we can, share what we do, but also ask for help or resources and be connected.
Yeah, I asked for help and stuff too. When I had the children here in the daycare with me, when they got to a certain age, they got the jobs. They knew a lot of the business that I do better than if I went to hire somebody, because they grew up in the business. So a lot of things that I was learning and teaching them, they was running the farmers market because it was the youth market. So it was helping them create jobs. So when I did the daycare, I had a lot of family members working in the daycare, or friends that needed a job, or a parent that needed a job. She can come back and work in the daycare as long as she can separate her parenting from the daycare as being a mother. So I always did it as community. So like I said, now I'm just rebuilding myself. So I'm not doing a lot of them. I do the side jobs, like it's crocheting and knitting, and maybe a couple of them going into the stores. Next month, a lot of things will start back opening up. So I figure it's best for me to know what I have to do. And then everything of losing everything out of all that time of helping family and 6 deaths in the last 5 years, I'm actually starting over from scratch. So it started with the card, so I'm going to actually utilize it, and then I'll be able to tell a story of how it really went.
Welcome back, Sean. I don't know if you hear or can hear us.
Now that you asked me that too, another guy offered me a year training because he said, "Oh, wow, you do so much." And then when I explained to him how everything was in the same circle, I thought that was nice. So that was another thing I was rewarded as I'm getting knowledge with the card.
Oh, nice. Somebody you mean on Clubhouse or where you live?
No, somebody on Clubhouse.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Yeah, the network here is just amazing. Everybody says it all the time, like how it's a game changer, but it depends, again, how are we using and leveraging these connections we're making on purpose. So I agree. It's great to see that we're getting results, but also we're building those relationships, because in a pandemic, I don't know how many of us would have met new people personally or professionally.
Or how many of these people really would have been talking to us. Let's think about that. So what I was doing is making a schedule and a note to start utilizing it, because like they said, just don't collect all of this information. Don't just get all the connect and not do anything with it. So that's why I was quiet in the background, because I figured the elder class, they was giving out workshops and different things like that to come back to. So that was part of the project I'm doing for the challenges. So that's what I'm doing. So out of the 10 days, it should be a nice little chapter there for me to talk about.
So when did the 10-day cash flow challenge started?
It could start whenever you want to start.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just click on 10K. You can even click on our card too, but you can click on 10K and you'll see the 10J challenge. I'm sorry. And you can just join whenever you're ready. But that's another thing they said too in the $1 million room. They said you should be ready now. You shouldn't have to think about being ready. If you know you want to do it and you're here, you should be ready now and think about it later of getting everything perfect. So let's look at it, and whenever you're ready to join it, you can join it, and you start from that day. I started on the 6th. I did the 7-day challenge too. We had a 7-day challenge too. The 7-day was 1,007 days. So out of all of that information I just gave you, it was more than 1,007 days. So the 10 days, I'm building the business back. That's what I'm doing. And I'm going to see some kind of income come in with that. So start whenever you want. Just check out his card. And I followed everyone too. I followed everyone. I was pinging everyone up to the stage. And yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you for bringing me up, because I was like, who brought me up?
That was that other Angela sitting down there. Because sometimes my phone, and that's that's another thing. If you have two phones, sometime when you're on here, as long as it's different emails, one of my phones go dead, and you see how like a lot of them are having problems being able to be heard. That was happening a lot to me too. So usually I put myself down there if I'm a moderator and come up.
Yeah, no, I was breaking off back and forth, and I was missing out. Where sometimes it's like you've gone for like barely 30 seconds, and then you miss something. So I appreciate the flow and all the gems everybody's dropping. So I always feel like I have to take notes at the end and then reflect, but also apply, because I think a lot of time we get all this great information, but for me it's like, keep the connection while we're in the room. People who are saying, DM them, whatever it is, do it while we physically in here, and then if there's a way to apply one thing today, like you said, instead of waiting until like maybe tomorrow. And I think a lot of us, we tend to overthink and overcomplicate things and waiting for that perfect time. And so today is always the day to apply that one thing that can make your life better.
Exactly. That's what they were saying. Just take one more step. So even I found out putting myself in the challenge, it even motivated me to really have that support, because you got to be accountable and you got people on the team with you that actually take you to another level too. That's how I'm looking at it. Coach, are you up there? Are you there? Sean, are you back yet?
And I'm back. All right, guys, let's look to close this down in 2 minutes. Let's do a quick outro. And the last person to close it, to outro, sorry, let's end the room, all right? So it was great. It was great being here, guys. Great gem, great wisdom. I'm about to hop on a call with Mary right now. So, Mary, your phone's about to ring. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Catch you in a few.
Okay, Coach, do you want to do your outcome or what? Is Coach there? Melissa, you want to go now? Melissa's not there. Sam 661, are you there? Oh.
Angela, thank you so much.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
No, I just want to say thank you, and thank you for running the room.
Oh, you're welcome. Pass the mic.
I'm just here.
Okay. Melissa, are you here? Sam 661. Okay, Angela's going to end hers right now. I enjoyed everything, and it was a pleasure connecting with everyone that's on stage and the ones that's down in the audience. Terrence, you want to?
Yeah, thank you, Angela, for the handoff. And again, it's been a pleasure to meet everyone today and to be on the call and learn more and grow with 10K Cards. Again, I'd love to have anyone who's an urban business owner join me at MBN. We have a call tomorrow, 7:30. Please reach out to me if you're interested in that.
All right.
And want to hand it off to? We'll hand it back to Angela, I guess.
No, pass it to the person next to you.
All right. I have Afshin.
Yes. Thank you so much. I enjoyed being in this room today, and I learned a lot. So I am thinking about it actually for 10Kcards. So thank you so much. I appreciate it, everyone.
Thank you. So I'm going to do a countdown. I'm going to count down 10 since it's 10. 10 challenge. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone have a blessed day.
Bye.
Mayad nga adlaw. I'm Ato de la Cruz. I'm a love coach. At the same time, I'm a spa and wellness director of Ilaya Spa here in Damaris Hills, Tierra Verde, Haniway, Iloilo. Thank you, Coach RM, for introducing to me the 10K digital calling card. All you need to do is just scan my QR code, and then you got all my links, my FB account, my IG account, my email, where to pay, my GCash, my BPI, QR code. It's all there. So it's very convenient. It's a paperless digital calling card. Thank you so much, Coach RM.